If you're looking to buy or sell your house, it's the Bart Merrick team.
It is.
BartTheRealtor.com. Both Bart Merrick and Crystal Van's cell phone number is right there on the website. You can text them or call them at any time.
You can.
And one half of the Bart Merrick team is in studio with us. Crystal Van is here.
Hello.
Good to see you.
So, Crystal, let's talk about just the process. If someone's looking to, sell their house or buy a house,
Yes.
what's the first thing they do? And also, I did read an article that since inflation is cooling down, they say that the interest rates are going to drop.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
And it's better to act now rather than when they say they drop, because then it floods the market with buyers, right?
I like how you tell me
man.
what you don't ask. And let me answer.
I'm no better because
me.
I'm like, yes, correct. And that's what they get mad. You know how mad they get at me because they're like, you should step in front of him doing that and stop him from doing it. And your wife has told me to give up, so I've given up.
This is the
you just gotta let it go.
I let it go.
Well, this is the audio version of me putting my coat on a puddle in front of you because I'm trying to help from getting your shoes wet.
He's like, maybe my realtor wife doesn't know what she's talking about. I better step in here.
I better tell her what.
I better step in here and fix it for her.
I'll tell the people what the real information is. You just say, yeah. And then we just
you
keep
won't be
going.
working with me, though. You'll be working with the Bart Merrick team. But rest assured that her husband has told her what the right thing to do.
Right.
Rest assured.
You want to buy or sell your house? Call me. I'll tell you. I get the gist of what is
and
what's
I'll
happening.
see whether or not Crystal can handle it.
They're like, what do you got going on here? Too little.
She can't handle that.
What are you looking for? $250,000. That doesn't even exist. Get the hell out of here.
Who died in this coffin, EJ? Not worth our time. Not worth our time.
Well, that's what I'd tell you. I wouldn't even show up.
Actually, we had a buyer just recently, a former client, call us, and they wanted to buy a home for $200,000. And we were kind of like, ooh, that's, it's not common like it used to be. But guess what? They found something.
Oh, really?
They found something.
Oh, my God.
You got to be a little bit more flexible when you're looking at something like that. But, yeah, they found something. So it doesn't not exist.
$200,000?
Yeah. They found it.
Wow.
They had to go out, it's not downtown Orlando.
Right,
but
right. Where the pigeons are. The pigeons are down there. Have you heard about those? My God, I bet that's driving the property values down.
I know where it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying where the $200,000 house.
No, you don't. I bet you don't.
I
It's
can
in a dystopian jungle somewhere.
No.
If you drive me by it, I'll point. Oh my God, back in there.
Why do I come in here?
And when I say drive by, we better not stop. We are not stopping.
That's not true.
Can't stop there. Keep going. If you flash your lights.
The protesting is hit the gas.
If you flash your lights, they think it's a drug deal.
That's what my dad always told me. Don't flash your lights back.
Yeah. Don't flash your lights back. They'll cut your throat.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, the first thing you should do is call me.
Okay.
Because everybody's situation is different. So what you need might be different than what somebody else needs. And if you're going to sell your house and you want me to tell you right now, like, oh, you should paint it or you should do, whatever. I don't know. I need to look at it first.
Do anybody ever get insulted if you're like, hey, you need to paint this dumb?
No, and normally Bart and I don't recommend putting a ton of money into your house before you sell it because your return is not going to be dollar for dollar, but it just depends because there are some things that do need to be done before. But a lot of times the things that people think they need to do, like they saw on HGTV, are not realistic and not going to be helpful.
Yeah, you're selling your $300,000 house. You're like, I'm going to put $800 in paint. Or you're like, it'll work. I mean, just...
Well, listen, hey, if it was only $800 in paint, I'd say maybe go ahead and do it.
It's kind of like what I used to tell my dad before he'd take his car to trade it in, and I'd be like, why are you detailing it?
Yeah, they do all that. They work that in the cost.
It's funny. It's a personality thing because there are the people who we go into their homes who are so concerned about how clean it is and how well it looks and how the paint looks. They're the ones whose house looks immaculate, and the people who don't really care are the ones whose house are kind of a mess. You know what I mean? It's like,
I know those people.
It's funny how the ones who are uber worried about it their house looks like it's show ready.
I'm going to say something sincere right now.
I hope it's nice. Don't make me regret getting in here.
No.
It's not going to be nice about me, Daniel.
I have known my wife for over 20 years, and I guarantee you that if you hire Crystal Van and Bart Merrick as your realtors, Crystal Van cares cares about her job and about helping you, and she will obsess about making sure that she is helping you.
I'd agree.
And she does not. She never ever says, "I'll deal with that later." She is. I tell her, I'm like, you don't have to call this person back right now. Like, Crystal is like...
I'm like, that dump's never going to sell. Don't even do anything.
Obsessed with helping her clients.
Yeah, she is.
And
she's a good person.
And that's what you get.
Better person than you.
Yeah, no, she is. 100%.
Way better.
Yeah.
That was genuine. I appreciate that.
That was good, right? Yeah. That was good. He said that a lot. He said that before. I will stick up for him.
Now, if I was a realtor, if you come to me wanting anything...
Can't sell it. Impossible.
I need over $1 million or I'm not even getting out of bed.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, my
like
goodness.
a supermodel over here.
I want both sides of it, too. Anyway.
Well, listen, the rates are going to be coming down. They are saying. They're already like close to 6.5% right now, which is better than they've been.
That's better.
And by the end of the year, they think maybe it'll come down a point.
Yeah.
So that'll be really good. That might unlock some, sellers who've been waiting to sell, and might put some more inventory on the market for buyers to have more choice.
So plan now.
Plan now, definitely.
Plan now. Yeah.
And if you want to sell your house before the end of the year, you got to get started right now because you only have about 10 weeks left before our, holiday season starts kicking in and things slow down.
It's the Bart Merrick team, BartTheRealtor.com.
Did you hear about the latest waste of city funds? They bought some goddamn pigeons, big inflatable ones. They're huge and of all colors, but the real kick in the sack, that money could have been used to get a hobo off a crack. City of Orlando, now you've crossed the line. You put pigeons on our buildings, on the taxpayers' dime. We don't need your art and you can have it back. We need drug programs for hobos so we can get them off the crack. Art is dumb, hobos love crack. Fuck your pigeons, you can have them back. We don't need your art and you can have it back. We need drug programs for hobos so we can get them off the crack. Art is dumb, hobos love crack. Fuck your pigeons, you can have them back. Hobos love crack. Fuck your pigeons, you can have them back.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Yeah, it is the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. And
I'll let you do it.
On the guest couch for the very first time.
Hey.
Stinks over here.
Well, since you stopped booking the guests,
what the hell's been going on this couch?
A lot of stinky guests.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone listening.
I feel like this cushion's lower than the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stains.
That's the Big Tim problem. He ruined the couch before he went to California.
Well,
Seems to be doing great.
They're big and stinky.
Wait a minute. That's not my slogan.
No.
It's never been your slogan. No.
Samantha Hart.
Big ol' Sam. Bringing it back. What's up, guys?
From the Semantics podcast.
He took my siren away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No sirens in the studio anymore.
Take it away. I just moved it away.
So this has become less of a fun studio since I left.
Oh,
That's
you
what
have
I'm
no
hearing.
idea. The segment before you came in today was basically Crystal Van doing a full 30 minutes on why he will deny his son the ability to play violin.
No.
But you'll have to wait.
Oh, Crystal Grapes.
Oh, it was Crystal Grapes, right? Like we did the reverse shimmy dog ham on you, didn't we?
I didn't deny it. I'm just questioning it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
you'll have to wait for that.
Next week.
That's a special show. That's got some fireworks, man. Had some arguments in here.
So before we get to Sam and how she's been doing, Sam, I want to ask you, since Dan did play the pigeon song up front,
and I fucked it all up. Like I forgot how the song went, and then the chat room's busting my balls about it. But yeah, I did a pigeon song for us,
and it's about the pigeon. We talked about this earlier this week, and then of course with Brendan a couple weeks ago.
Dude, it was like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, he told us about it.
Oh, he broke the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
best podcast in Orlando, I heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Orlando Magazine, right?
Yeah.
But what's going on with Weekly? That comes out in like a week or two.
And 26th, I think.
Did you guys?
We have been Best Podcast Orlando Weekly when they liked us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
does
now,
that change this year?
I think it's changed. It's they don't they don't answer my emails anymore.
And I would make the argument that Best Podcasts insinuates that the best revenues generator.
Yeah. We're going to have to see some numbers. I'm going to need to see some numbers.
I don't think so. I think it's an art. It's what the people listen
back to the pitch.
Great segue. Excellent segue. I've missed those patented segues.
No, I know. Congratulations to Bungalow and the bus. But
Bungalower.
Anyway,
I don't know about his co-host though. That guy's a real piece of work.
He
ripped me off. My whole team dressed up for that fucking bowling tournament, and we got ripped off for first place of best dress.
That was true.
A lot of people were mad. They gave me
I think Mo almost fired him.
Bus Decker, he just greases the wheels where he needs to. This guy's a snake in the grass. Everybody knows it. In Orlando, we're figuring it out, sir.
Yeah. So I was on Bus's side for so long. That son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's like, I do. Like you think I'm joking?
You knew it. You called it the whole time.
A little bit of a turn on Bus. There's a little bit of a turn on him.
He's like the Mr. Beast of Orlando.
Have you noticed how stressed out he looks? I mean, like
that gray streak's
Bus.
getting.
Yeah, it is.
Getting a lot whiter.
He's starting to look a little bit like the guy that used to do Talk Soup.
Oh, Joel McHale?
No, the guy that had the skunk. They called him Skunk Boy.
Oh yeah, what was that guy's name?
The original.
Yeah,
right?
John Heron. John Heron?
Bus Decker.
Something like. Anyway, okay, you had stuff you need to
That sounds right, John Heron.
You got some business to do, buddy?
I was just going to comment on the pigeon thing, and I know we already talked about it, but...
Let's talk about it again.
I wasn't upset with the pigeons, but I did not have all the information because I did not listen to Brendan's episode, and I didn't realize they were inflatable.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I'm like, come on.
It's a little
That's
cheesier.
Bobo. It's Bobo.
It is.
It's, but
it's
used
cheaper.
car
It's cheaper.
dealership.
But it's
of course it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But that way I think less people bitch because if you do something that's like of value, right? Like
or super expensive.
I have it under unofficial word that each pigeon is about, a little under $1,000.
Yeah, which is not bad. Now,
not bad.
How many pigeons are we talking?
I think we have 6.
Yeah, but
5.
I think the whole thing cost, at least speaking of Bus Decker, he said like $20,000 or whatever was the budget for this whole thing. It lasts till October.
Well, you have to pay people to put them up. They have to be engineered correctly so they're not a hazard.
But the funny thing is that you see people arguing about it or whatever, and it's even and people are like, I see on the BDM page, they're like, I know Tom and Dan have to defend it because they're friends with Brendan, but I'll say...
No.
By the way,
they shit on all of their friends' ideas, by the way.
We love shitting on our friends.
I don't know.
Yeah, give me a few. I'll shit on them.
And by the way, when he was telling us about it, we were joking around about it.
Every idea EJ's ever given me is a stupid idea. I've said that.
But if you think about it this way, which is
it gets people talking.
The publicity. Look at the news stories, the social media,
people will go to get a picture in front of it to be like, oh, I saw the stupid pigeons. Even if they hate it, they'll go see it.
Yeah,
it's polarizing. Some people
Instagram's a thing, man.
And then some people that hate it causes other people to love it, and that polarization causes social media. People will take pictures with it. The people that love it,
Tony Ranger's out there taking photo.
Yeah. And that is worth, say this whole thing cost $20,000. I know they didn't do it for this. They had to allocate it towards art. But if you think about it, the marketing the city of Orlando's getting, they're getting 6 figures worth of marketing.
Yeah.
And people don't understand.
No one's going downtown for anything. It's a hellhole down there.
Yeah. And so, I don't even know if you could, dude, I think it might be more than that in a day and age.
I went downtown to buy tickets at a box office. When's the last time you've done that?
What the hell did you do that for?
They didn't even know where the box office was.
I like your
There's
Andrea
a box
vibes.
office?
I like your
the
Andrea
Beecham.
vibes. You're trying to save money. That's smart.
I was.
Yeah. That's
but
Andrea
it cost
vibes.
me so much time. I almost ran out of my parking meter. It was a fucking
Andrea
mess.
will buy her ticket, Fandango. We'll just get them online. No, you'll buy them right
You
to the
have
movie
to write out on paper that you check in, you tell them what day the show is, what band you're going to see. I go, why the fuck is this not automated?
You have to write
I should
it
just
on
tell
paper?
you what tickets I want to buy. You print them out. What the
I know
fuck is
exactly
this?
what you're
And then,
talking
by the
about.
way,
You have to write it down for the person and hand it to them. I know exactly.
And I go, dude, I don't know what day the fucking show is. I can tell you the band.
I like it when you have to tell the person and they're just writing it in the internet. and then you think there's
Writing it in the internet.
Well, you're just like,
You're just as bad as he was. Mikey at the Beecham.
You're like, I could have done this. So why am I telling you something and you're just filling out something?
No one had been there to buy a ticket in so long that they fucked it up and charged me twice for the same tickets. It was a mess.
Of course, because a human was doing it. That's why. Yeah.
Why'd they do it like it? Why is it?
I don't know.
Why is it buy online? I thought everything was bought online.
Nah,
I mean, you can buy it online, but it's $40 more.
Right.
Oh,
she's
cheaper.
trying to
Service fees.
She's trying to save the fees.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's an Andrea thing. Like
Service
Andrea,
and convenience fees.
$40 is kind of worth.
Yeah.
$40 is
swinging
a
by.
lot of drinks at that show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or your dinner beforehand. Absolutely.
So anyway, the people that are getting all mad about the pigeons, think about
It's working.
It's working for the marketing of downtown. And
Well, I had an old man email me that. I had an old man. It's funny when things really resonate with people and make them mad. I'll get emails from people that still listen, but don't email me very often because they're dumb old man. And I'm not really bagging on this guy, but I did make this point. He emailed me and he goes, "Fucking stupid. Remember the cows they did?" And I'm like, the cows work, dude. You remembered it. You know what I mean? Like, you're making the point. Like, you're adding me because you think. Also, when did we become the champions for these things? Like, I just said I thought they were cool. Honestly, they could have done inflatable whatever the fucks. I don't care.
Well, you guys do silly stuff all the time.
Well, after this, I hit up Brendan this morning and I said, I'm in for 2 more.
You have the inflatable, wacky arm guys that you have.
We never use them. We have them here now.
If you get big inflatable Tom and Dan guys, you put them on top of the studio.
We
were going to get inflatable pigeon.
Yeah, we're going to get our own pigeon.
A
big inflatable.
You got to do something different.
Well, pigeons are hot right now, Sam. You got to piggyback.
You're going to oversaturate the pigeon market.
We were going to. This was my idea, just spitballing, is to get 2 pigeons, a little one and a big one, and have the big one fucking the little one on top of the jungle.
Yeah. And just put it up there.
Yeah, it'd just be like, we're the Tom and Dan gay fucking pigeons. Would be way cooler than the other. Right? I think people would go from downtown.
Do the 2 red cardinals because everyone thinks that it's a guy and a girl, but it's 2 males, right? The males are the red ones.
Yeah. The brightly colored 2 male
then
cardinals.
You can ruin everyone's
smooching
dreams.
each other. Yeah, I like that.
But the fact that it is stupid is the point. As far as the marketing,
I can make this a parallel of that might be the reason why Limp Bizkit brought Corey Feldman onto their tour, the Loserville tour, because it was, whether you loved or hated it, and there was a lot of hate in the audience, because I did go see the show last weekend, people were talking about it. People were videoing it. People were taking pictures, whether they were making fun of him or not.
Yeah.
Now I have so many Corey Feldman things on my FYP of everyone going to see him doing his guitar solo, which is obviously terrible.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
but if you don't think there's a little bit of on purpose with Corey Feldman, I think you might want to rethink that.
Okay,
yeah, because you've seen it live. You can feel the energy. You can see what's going on with the band. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little more intimate since you've done it. And, how does
There's a little of a put on. There's a little bit of... He is going out there and giving it his all. I will say that. He puts on a hell of a show. It was swamp-ass hot in Tampa.
Yeah, he's in great shape, too, for, a
leather
weirdo...
pants. Oh, yeah, he's ripped.
He looks good.
He looks good.
For his old... what is he, 60, 55?
He's got a 20-year-old son he brought out on stage, and we all sang happy birthday,
he looks
too.
he's not like Iggy Pop. He looks pretty darn good for his age, I think.
Some crazy people like to work out a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think get obsessed.
I'm looking at you,
he's also a little red brown, which I love.
Yeah, he was tan. You're right. From your videos I saw on your Instagram, and you can check them out and kind of see what what she, saw.
You've got a unique perspective on this because
53 is his age.
You were here when we were all talking about possibly booking Corey Feldman like 10, 12 years or whatever.
You can't afford him now, but
no. But back then we were on the cusp. It was like $5,000 or something, and
it was back when
less than the Pigeons.
He still had the Angels.
He has one angel left.
Is that
she plays keyboard?
Is that a girlfriend scenario?
That I don't know.
So
I want to say that I think he's the one that is.
But there is also a background singer. Oh God, what was her name? It was obviously a made up name. They seemed like they had something going on, but she was not in an angel attire.
Okay.
He's only have one angel left.
And then he has that one.
Oh, his drummer literally just followed me on Instagram this morning.
Oh.
And commented on my Instagram post about Corey Feldman. The drummer for Corey Feldman.
What'd she say?
It was a boy.
His boy. It's only one. I think there's only two girls.
There's only two girls left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought they were all good. Like some of them were angels, and some of them like
he lost a lot of angels.
Okay.
His bass player looks like Rob Zombie's brother.
Yes.
He's got like a piss cutter cowboy hat, long beard, dresses in all black, and he's the one that when they're like
a lot of changes in the lineup.
When they do the song, what makes me so uncomfortable is this bass player. This bass player, he'll start the chant when he's like, here comes the comeback king.
Yeah,
here comes
his opener was Comeback King.
Yeah, and the bass player,
the
guy I'm talking about, the Rob Zombie guy, is the one that goes, he is the comeback king, and then he's like, come on, let's clap, and nobody claps. And it makes
I was clapping, buddy.
I would have clapped too, just to make it.
But a lot of people were not clapping.
See, I find that hard to believe. What the fuck are you there for then?
To talk shit.
No, participate.
It's the same thing with the Pigeons. So, go downtown, take your picture in front of the Pigeons, say it's stupid.
I am done with just being like just doing shit to be mad. You guys are idiots. That's wasted time.
So
I was having a blast.
Let me ask you, Sam, because when we were debating whether or not to hire Corey Feldman for our show, we came to a point where we're like, we thought that the audience would think it's funny beforehand.
You said 2 songs.
And then like 2 songs into it, everybody's going to start getting restless and be like, this is too awkward. They can't stand it. I thought it was going to be turned into a negative. How did the audience respond when Corey, and how long did he play? Like how long of a set?
So here's the weird thing is that they had Corey Feldman open, which I kind of hated because I was unfamiliar with the other 2 artists that were in between Corey Feldman and Limp Bizkit.
Right. I would imagine they put Corey right up against Limp.
That's what I would have preferred, but I had to wait 2 hours in between the other artists. This whole lineup, none of it made sense. I think Fred just got a bunch of his friends to be on this concert or this tour.
What style of music are the other 2 bands?
So the other one was Nate No Face, which was just a guy on stage with a DJ setup. It may have been his first show ever. I don't know. He kept screaming into the mic how he was, quote, fucking terrified right now. And then said how
that always makes for a good show.
Yeah. And every song was like, this song's about how I got off meth 6 years ago.
SoundCloud.
And then it was like crazy electronica and rock like mixed together. It was fucking wild.
It didn't even have any vocals?
He started screaming over it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He like, I was on meth.
Yes. And then he goes, this next song is about a kid who shot up my middle school. And then would go into a song.
He was on meth.
His name was Nate No Face. Very bizarre.
I'm gonna look him up.
And then there was another one called Bones, but he also he was giving kind of MGK vibes, but like Undertaker MGK. Long black hair. I never saw his face. He seemed like Nate No Face. I never saw his face the entire time. And he had some other guys up there. They were actually pretty good.
What's your husband thinking? Because I feel like there's not enough grumpy going on right now. I need a real
What you guys don't understand is Travis loves Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
I've never seen him more excited for a show.
Yes.
He's like, I'm getting in the pit.
So does he want these bands, though, to get the fuck off the stage? Like, come on, guys.
Kind of in between, yeah.
Okay.
How was he with Corey Feldman? Was he grumpy about that? Or was he like this?
He was grumpy about the basic bitches that were making fun of him next to us that were like dancing, but being over the top to make fun of Corey dancing. They were pretending to pop lock and be assholes about it. I think he elbowed at least one of them in the tit.
I like that. I like that. You got to be grumpy. Defend Corey's honor.
Did the whole audience like?
No.
They were like shitting on it.
Yes.
Did they boo?
More
it was very much of a Earth Day birthday crowd. There was a lot of
Didn't think about that.
Smoking sections was the entire building. Everybody was smoking around me to the point where it gave me a headache. A lot of Jinkos. a lot of dads that were out there who seemingly knew no songs by Limp Bizkit except for maybe break stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was a thing of people are just going to shows to say they went and saw Limp Bizkit. I don't know that they were actually Limp Bizkit fans.
You guys were not there for that.
They were not Corey Feldman fans.
I mean, you guys were like when I saw the pre-photos of you guys on the way. Like, they are fans.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this for a year.
Like, you've talked about it. Like, I even remember before you had tickets, it was like, if they come, I want to see them. So that's no BS. I mean, you guys are fans. And that last album, the album's great.
That last album is really good.
It's really good.
When you're watching Corey Feldman, are songs at all decent, or are they all riddled with mistakes and awkwardness?
They're all not good.
Comeback King's
we're
probably
just
his
there
best.
for the environment.
Is Comeback King probably the best one he has? Does he do any covers?
They played a lot.
He didn't when I saw him, but I think he does do covers. It's like they had a set list, but it was kind of like, we're going to change it on a drop of a dime. Then he tried to get his son out to sing Happy Birthday to him because he brought his son on tour with him to be his assistant. I think to just kind of give his son a job. You know what I mean?
And how old is
20. He was turning 20.
Oh my God, you're Corey Feldman.
But
you're going to bring your sons along.
He's like, before we yeah, you are going to be the Corey Feldman podcast.
Well, that's what I wanted.
You're the Comeback King. Oh my God, Tom's the Comeback
Tommy's
King.
the new producer of the show.
Tom, the Comeback King.
I love it when people chant that about me.
The Comeback King. I'm just like you.
Then I'm back. I don't know from what.
I'm
But
still
I'm back.
here. So yeah, he wanted to bring his son out. He's like, I'm going to wait until we do our last song. I'm going to bring my son out. We're all going to sing Happy Birthday to him because he's done such a great job. And then no one could find his son. And I'm like, oh, God, his son abandoned him on the show.
Oh, what if they found him drug overdose? Dead.
And so then there was
That's terrible, right? They find it. They're like, oh, my God, he's unresponsive in one of the RVs.
I would not have been shocked. But
you're the Comeback King.
Then it was like an awkward delay. He's running around stage, running backstage, trying to find his ex-wife.
His ex-wife?
Yeah, he's like,
I like that though, but it's on
chaos.
It's on brand.
It was on brand.
It's on brand because you want something to go wrong. You don't want him to come out and do a great show, then leave.
You want to feel bad for Corey Feldman because his son doesn't want to be on stage with him.
Yeah.
Does he do this on purpose at all?
Some of it, but I don't think that one was.
Oh, okay,
I don't think
That's when he goes too far, right?
Yeah.
So do you
know
think
what
he's
he
playing
did
into
do
it?
that I was like, this is why I fucking love Corey Feldman. During Limp Bizkit's song Rollin', he came out on a fucking Future Foot. And he started doing spins on stage.
That's you.
Oh, I loved
the tall
it.
van.
One wheel. I don't play around.
You're Orlando's
I
Corey
don't
Feldman,
play
dude.
around.
And whose marriage certificate has been signed by Corey Feldman? The energy is real. The orb. What if the orb?
You are Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
That's what it got me.
You're
As
Orby
soon as he
Feldman.
signed it, it turned it in Conto gold.
You're Orby Feldman. 100%.
So he came out in Future Foot and did some 360s.
Oh, he was rolling on out, buddy. It was fucking fantastic.
Does he think it's cool, or does he know it's he's fucking around? Like that's what
That's a question for him. You got to book him.
But when you
We can't afford him now. It's like $50,000.
Yeah.
Give him a year.
That's
He'll
true.
be back down.
It'll settle down. The dust will settle.
I wonder if Fred Durst and like Limp Bizkit even have any contact with the Corey Feldman band, or
They were all cool.
Okay.
They were all coming out to each other's
because
songs.
Corey Feldman is like to the nuts to the point of it's awkward, right?
Well,
like
you saw the video of Fred sitting in
think-
front of him, right?
Yeah, I think Fred intentionally booked people that are kind of like underdogs. That's why it's called the Loserville Tour.
Yeah. And at this point, I mean, shit, Limp Bizkit has had a crazy comeback. So speaking of comeback kings, is really Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Because that
place was packed.
And ever since
It looked like huge.
And since Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit decided, let's just
play the hits,
play it back, and fuck around and dress like an old man.
They brought his mom out. They sang Behind Blue Eyes together.
Yeah.
It was
That's
awesome. They
cool.
got kids come up on stage and sing with him. It's like a family affair now.
He's dressed like a cowboy and shit, and people, and he's selling
I
out.
was bummed he didn't dress up for our show.
Yeah, you got
he didn't?
We got Rego Dago Fred Durst.
Yeah, you got like standard Fred,
Yeah.
and he's got so many looks now, and so many different wigs.
There were people in the audience dressed up like some of his costumes with like the curly wigs and the tracksuits and stuff.
It's so funny how that happened.
Nostalgia.
And how he came back. And but seemingly only like Limp Bizkit seems to be capitalizing the most on it. No, other people are doing
everybody's retouring now.
Well, I mean, you're going to get all
fucking Creed's on a tour right now.
Creed.
But, I will say...
But they're not fucking around as much as Limp Bizkit.
No, they're more of like, when you look at the Creed videos...
They took themselves more serious than Limp Bizkit ever did.
But they take it real serious now. It's like the Creed videos now, like Scott Stapp's back in like 2003, like with a rash guard on and a ball
That's
chain
what I
necklace. Yeah, I mean, like he's there.
Take me back.
The only
Literally
thing he's
on
missing
stage,
is his
Fred
hair.
kept saying, "We're back in 1999. We're all gonna party like it's 1999." Like they were leaning into this is nostalgia, and they didn't really play any new stuff. It was all the hits.
Gotcha.
You know?
I like that. I mean, like you might let them eat cake, man.
Yeah, exactly. They know what people paid for.
Yeah. It's a good way to get the crowd on your side, too. It's like, I've never heard of a fan of a band ever. Like, and you've been to so many more concerts than I have been. I've never heard a fan of a band ever go to a concert and be like, they played only hits, man.
That was my husband.
Yeah. Nobody is.
That was my husband.
Oh, really? He wanted
the deep cuts, bro. He's a real hardcore Limp Bizkit fan.
I like that.
Yeah.
He wanted some of the newer stuff. Mm-hmm. Give me more of the chocolate
even
starfish.
the old stuff that, like, they wouldn't play.
Anything from, what was it, $3 Bill, y'all?
Yeah, they had played a couple songs off that. I would have thought they would have ended with Faith, but they opened and closed with Break Stuff. So
okay. Everybody wants a good
break your fucking face tonight.
Were there people with the old men moshing and stuff?
Oh yeah. And he said you guys are good because it was a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Wednesday. Maybe it was a Wednesday night. He's like, I know you guys are gonna. He's like, you should just all call out tomorrow because you're all gonna be sore as fuck.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it was true.
Absolutely
I'm
true.
pretty sure I got COVID there. So.
Oh man, yeah, it's running around again.
Yeah, got the flirt variant.
Imagine you come into work the next day. You
saw some BDMs there. Surprisingly enough,
nice.
Apparently, some of them were too afraid to come say hello to me.
Yeah, they don't like. We told them not to. Really, don't bother her. She's there
like
with her
it's a
husband.
Limp Bizkit show. Yeah. That's the time to say hello.
You come into work the next morning, you have a black eye from moshing at a Limp Bizkit concert.
Yeah.
You're like, you're 45, friend. What the hell are you doing?
What is the age to stop, though? Because, stop
moshing?
Yeah. I remember I did my last run about 10 years ago at Bad Religion, and I got the video with Tony Rage.
If you're older than the oldest NFL player, you cannot mosh anymore.
Man. Who's the oldest? Aaron Rodgers?
Right now.
Well, it depends on starting. If you know, like, Aaron Rodgers may be close, but there's some kickers out there that are probably in their 40s.
I still got some time.
Yeah, but I feel like you're
going to a concert tonight. Are you going? Newfound Glory. I thought you and the fam were big fans.
Well,
what happened?
They already did that once.
Yeah.
One and done?
We like to only do things one time.
41.
What?
41.
Oh, it's the
Jason
oldest,
Peters, oldest NFL football player.
So where's Newfound playing at
House of Blues? They always play there.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
They're doing the entire Catalyst album.
Okay, that'll be good. Who's opening for them?
Sincere Engineer. That's more why I want to go.
That's a really good band, though. Like, do you bail on openers or you try to say the whole thing? I mean, like, not openers. Do you bail on, like,
the
if you're
headliner?
going, if you're going for Sincere Engineer.
It depends who it is. I'll stay for Newfound Glory.
Yeah, I have buyer's remorse.
I might leave a little early.
When I buy a ticket and I don't try to at least get a little bit of every band, I feel like I wasted my money.
Oh, not seeing the band, the other band?
The whole band I went to go save $40 on at the damn box office. I'm only going to see the opener.
Oh, who's
That's why I wanted to save the $40 because I don't care about the fucking headliner.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that stinks.
Yeah, it does stink. You know what stinks? Being a fan of music in this day and age because all the concert tickets are $300 goddamn dollars.
They're so expensive.
That's the only way artists are making money now.
No, it's not the artists.
It's the venues?
It's Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
A lot of it's Ticketmaster. You know what's interesting? And I've never had this happen, and I didn't mention this.
Some artists have control.
I forgot about this. I took Andrea to see UB40, the English Beat, and
English Beat is still around, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. UB40, the English Beat, and Maxi Priest at St. Augustine Amphitheater. This is last weekend. Oh, it was awesome. But when I bought the ticket and it sold out, I was like, oh, wow, they sold it out. But then I got an email the morning of, and it said, hey, if you can't make it tonight, or if you don't want to go, feel free to log in and just watch it live. And I'm like, what? That venue, like I guess when they sell out, they put it on this thing called Veep. and it's like you can watch the concert live just
Isn't
at your
that
house.
the Madden Brothers company, Veep?
Yeah, for $20.
Sons of bitches.
So I told Andrew, I was like, we could just stay home, and we thought about it. Like, we literally considered it because.
So what? Then you sell the ticket, but you still have access to watch the concert?
No, you can't sell your ticket. It was just they were just saying, hey, if something comes up,
you're not going to come,
yeah,
I gotcha.
if
It's just an
something comes
add-on.
up, it was really more. I think they were testing it for the weather. The weather was kind of inclimatic. You know, we were driving around, like coming from Orlando to St. Augustine. It was raining a lot, but like when we got the email, I considered it. I was like, that's pretty cool. But like more venues are starting to do that, and I might be.
I'm surprised more don't do that as like a bonus. If it is a sold out show,
Right.
Give the option to stream it to people that can't buy tickets, they can't be there, because they were doing that during the pandemic. I watched a lot of virtual concerts.
Yeah, I mean,
sell a cheaper ticket to stream the concert.
Yeah,
right?
and that's exactly what they did. Like my tickets are like $40, not that bad, you know. I mean, in this day and age, but you could watch it for $19.95. And you could
That's a good deal.
And then when we got to the
smart.
venue, I started walking around with Andrea to see all the cameras, and they were all like badass HD.
I still haven't been to that venue.
Oh, it might be my favorite venue.
I wonder-
It really might be after seeing Casey Musgraves there before she blew up, and now seeing UB40 there, it was like a Grammy performance. It was so good. That's one of my favorite venues of all time.
Now, do they only give that option to people who bought tickets?
I don't know.
Does everybody have that
I don't know. I
option?
just got the email, but I'd never
I'll have
seen
to
it
look into
before.
that.
I had never seen it before where they because it said at the top, it said UB40 sold out, and then it was like, hey, if something comes up, feel free to use this link to watch the show live. And I'm like, that's weird. And you click on it, and then for $19, you could just purchase a pass to watch the show wherever you want, right on your phone. Now, I realize it's not the same, but
No.
I would be more apt. Like me as Dan, I like music enough where I could see on a Friday night when Maisie's dancing and I'm alone, where I load up and I'm like, oh, dude, Red Hot Chili Peppers live from, or like, oh, some new Sublime with, they're playing the Hollywood Bowl. I would watch that.
Now, let me ask
for
you.
$20.
For the experience, do you have to watch it live?
I feel-
Or
yes.
can you get the same value
No.
watching it later?
No, I've done
Because
that.
then it's just like, well, you could just look up a YouTube video and probably see them live in concert.
I did that
Yeah.
with Deftones, and I put it in the BDM page. I watched the Lollapalooza Deftones from beginning to end, and it's not the same. I feel like you got to watch it live to almost trick yourself into thinking I'm the
That's the
coolest.
value.
Remember when they used to do pay-per-views for shit like
Yeah.
Woodstock 99?
Oh, yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
I remember that. Watching it scrambled. I think I watched Limp Bizkit scrambled on a
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Like,
when
I
he was on the
think-
board surfing.
Like at first,
Yeah.
I wanted to hate on this idea, right? But like the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, I enjoy watching concert footage.
I do too, yeah.
And if it's high quality, and it seems like St. Augustine, and I don't know why House of Blues doesn't do this.
I know.
I don't know why Amway Center doesn't do this. Every concert should have a back-end passive way to make
Yeah,
money
I
for like
agree.
$15 a concert. I would watch a shit ton of those, dude.
They're probably
Especially
worried.
like I'm saying, like if you can't afford these shows nowadays,
Yeah.
they can make a little extra that way.
But they may be worried about people only watching virtual and then not
That's what I
buying
want.
the ticket. No, yeah.
He knows he can see
but
it
if
in
they-
my eyes.
I don't think so, though.
If they know it's going to get sold out, yeah, because 100% is a different experience being live.
Because
being
there's
there,
also you can also combat that with so many people have their phones out anyways at concerts and upload their videos. People still go to the shows. They don't.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although if you have a professional, because
Yeah.
remember what was that one channel that used to just
Palladium.
do, Palladium.
Somebody put it in the
Palladium
chat room.
used to be good.
BDM Casey just said what you said. Said I missed the Palladium channel, dude. Palladium took up.
Crystal used to like turn on Palladium
Every
and we
day.
used to watch live
We'd
concerts
let it roll
of
all
anything.
day.
Yeah,
Just let it roll all day. Yeah,
And it was good. High quality. Because
Yeah.
you have to have really high quality.
And it would be weird. It would like
Sound.
be Bruce Springsteen.
Sound and photography.
It would be like Bruce Springsteen 4K into Imagine Dragons, into Celine Dion, into like it'd be
Chris
all
saw the
over-
Avett Brothers
Yeah.
on as Palladium, and it was good. I bet you, moving forward, probably all concerts, and then your ability to watch it live, maybe an extra add-on.
It was just weird because you
I'm
could
sure it's
tell
a pain in the ass to do it live, though, right?
they were doing it. It didn't
You
look
need a-
like it. Here's the thing: you didn't even notice it really. It was back.
If
like,
the venues have the
If they're
stuff
built in for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was all built in. They had like little, like if anybody that goes to the St. Augustine Amphitheater, you'll see it. Like back where you have your spotlights, there's just another guy. And cameras are so small now that
Yeah.
he just had a professional camera and he's just sitting there moving it around. And then there'd be a guy on the left and a guy on the right. And they would just do like a full shot. Give me your left shot. Give me your right shot. And I guess you have a producer and he's calling.
Well, there's cameras now that you don't even need need a cameraman.
No.
They'll track. They'll know where to track, and they'll follow the lead singer. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the technology to basically produce themselves, and all you have to do is just basically put a bunch of static cameras, and then I bet you we'll get to a point where AI can probably cut the concert. To a
we
point.
could just have AI singing the songs too. Oh my God, you and the AI, man. Are you watching Big Brother this season? They got AI in there now.
Trying to trick people, right? Yeah.
Just plug me in and feed the robot.
That should be a shirt.
All right, let's take a break.
Let's do
when
it.
we come back, I want to talk to Sam about our cruise.
Keyed up real quick. Keyed up BDM in our chat room is going to see 311 on Saturday. Send me an email if you get the email.
Oh, yeah, screenshot it.
Yeah, let me know, because I'll buy it, because Andrea loves 311. I'll buy it for $15-20 just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
And I'll report back to you guys, because it's just something I'd never seen before. Let's take a quick break. The name of the band we're going to play right now, these guys are fun. Cathedral Ceilings. The name of the song is Bill Berry. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomanddan.com for last minute little email thingies. We'll be right back.
GuardianWaterServices.com. They've been with us for over a decade, serving Central Florida and Tampa.
There's no way out.
Yeah.
How would I give my 9-year-old athlete daughter water? I can't give her sink water. She's slapping out of my goddamn hand. It's just, I can't. There's no going back. Once you have the delicious RO water on tap and you can cook with it, drink it every single day, you'll never go back. You won't.
Yeah, it's like a mini filtration system that goes underneath your sink, and you get pure filtered water. You don't have to buy any like Brita filters or bottled water.
All the scam waters like baby water. And then if you want to go full system with a Westinghouse, they use Westinghouse materials. They've been working with Westinghouse for a very long time, and so you're getting the best. And Josh and everybody there, they're great folks, and they also have helped Yellow Brick Road, so you're dealing with good people who care about local charities. Just all across the board, Guardian Water Services will do you right.
And that full conditioning system may help you from repiping your house because of calcium buildup, help all your appliances last longer. You'll spend less money in soap. Do the research and look how much you condition your water before it comes into your house. You can buy cheaper soap.
You're having to undo some of the contaminants that are in the water, and some of those are additives. So they can tell you more about it than we can.
Yeah, it's GuardianWaterServices.com.
We are coming up empty. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Samantha Harr's here.
Hey!
He forgot my name for 2 seconds.
Who, what?
Samantha?
Who is it? What do we got?
Savannah?
I was trying to remember
Tiffany?
the name
One of the girls
of your new... A girl's here.
Tits are here.
Were you going to say I was trying to think of the name of your new podcast?
No, the new Twitch show, Sippin' with Sam.
Oh, okay. Hey, you got that one right.
Sippin' with Sammy,
You got that right. All right.
Well, not really.
Have you tuned in?
I forgot the Sammy part.
I saw Tom and Dan Live's been in there a few times.
Yeah,
I assume that's both of you.
Yeah, I know what it's about. It's you're sipping coffee, you're shooting the shit with the listeners, talking about current events.
You should pop in there.
And,
did one this morning.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday now?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep. On Twitch. Pop in there.
9 a.m.
Show your support, like, and subscribe.
So you have done your first Semantics cruise this year. And I know we were talking
a little different than the Tom and Dan cruises.
Okay, yeah.
It sounded like there was more attractive people fucking on her cruise.
Yeah, I did see that. Well, it's an adults only.
It is adults only.
So
that's key.
When you say adults only, like
people automatically think it's a fuck fest.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't help that there's like.
Well, there's Patrick. I'll say his name because he basically he's been on that boat more than anybody ever. I think he's been on 17 of the cruises, and he's like, oh yeah, I've
pictures on the wall.
I eat pussy on it, like I'm eating it everywhere. Like, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
sounds fun.
I like everybody has
all
the
the staff
perception
members are hot.
there's no kids around. Everybody start fucking.
Yeah.
It's like there's no
a topless deck.
How about there's no kids around? Now we could chill. Which is really the truth of it. But it always goes to adults only. They're like, oh, pull your titties out.
Yeah.
I talked to Cabin Boy, or Matt, yesterday, and he said, on the topic of children, he said, yes, I love it, because I'm like, don't you just love it, dude? And he said, yes, I love it, but it's exhausting. I think he's at his
kid looks just like him.
Oh, she's so cute.
Well, you got young kids.
Yeah. They run you crazy. So I get it. You go on an adults only cruise just to chill in the hammock.
Yeah.
So anything happen to go wrong? Did it go? I mean, how'd it go with the whole cruise?
Man, I got it. That's back in June at this point. Oh yeah, we had some shitty weather for like a day and a half. So I think that's probably why Brendan pulled out of the T&D.
Yeah.
But I heard you guys got Ross. So that.
Well, I mean, like not everybody, and it's hard to.
It was his first cruise. It was a couple people's first cruise. So if you're not used to that, and that's your first experience, I get it.
Yeah, 100%. I get it, because I was telling TC,
motion sick. It should be the worst
to me. Is
he's also working like most of the time too. I was like, God damn it, Brendan, take a break.
It's like top 5 for me of like worst feeling. Like I remember one time I went on a charter fishing boat and I happened to get sick, and I didn't think it was ever going to end. Like even I got off the boat, like the next day I was sick.
Yeah.
That's how weak I am as a man.
There was some like leftover, like people had wobbly legs for like the rest of the trip, depending on, how much motion sickness you get.
Sure.
Brendan was very popular as Brenda on the boat. They do have a couple of their drag queens that have events and stuff on the boat, and I think some people assumed that Brendan was part of that. People are very touchy-feely with drag queens. Drag queens aren't the problem. It's everybody else around the drag queens. Everyone's grabbing his fake tits, his ass. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's funny you say that. Maisie said that about the bowling tournament.
What?
Maisie said, no. Maisie said to me,
I thought it was okay to honk him.
Yeah, no, she mentioned, dude,
not okay.
It's funny. Maisie said that to me. She's like, people shouldn't be going up there.
That's right.
Going up. She did say him. She's a classic girl. She's like, people shouldn't go up to him and just touch him. They're like, they're going up and touching him. And I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it.
But I thought it was like when Daniel's dad dressed up in that
like the hooker guy. Yeah, is that here? I've been looking for that.
I go up and I'm like, oh, honk their titties.
And then you put you act like you're boofing them a little bit.
But you wouldn't do that to a stranger.
No, because I have no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you don't want me to honk him home. So
well, I
thought everybody wanted me to honk him.
If a drag
Not everybody. I thought he was
I can remember a couple times because I miss there used to be a breakfast place here in Orlando called Bananas. Do you remember Bananas?
No, I don't think so.
It was awesome. And Andrea's in the chat room. She'll remember. And the drag queens there, like, they would come over. Like, they would be, like, you'd be eating breakfast, and then there'd be, like, a drag queen on roller skates, like, doing a show around you.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and they were very touchy, because I remember one morning I jumped up there for breakfast, and I was boofing them.
Are they?
Yeah. Because I think if they start boofing you, you can boof back. But don't
mutual
pre-boof.
boofing is fine.
Yeah, you can't just start boofing. You got to allow them to be like, I'm a boofing kind of drag queen. And then it's all in. I miss Bananas.
When you said Bananas, you know the old, is that a banana in your pants? Are you just happy to see me?
Yeah.
I feel like...
I've never heard that.
Well, you've never heard of that banana in your But I feel like most people wouldn't get their boner confused with a banana. Like,
Dan, you should now make your bit. Everything Tom says that's like an old man saying, you should say you've never heard it. Just so he can have an existential crisis of like, you've never heard that? Because what does he say about everything anyone else says? I've never heard it, so it must not be true.
I'm not familiar with the old banana boner thing.
Hold on, there are some people out there with bananas.
No, I know, yeah, but I feel like that's rare.
I
know.
We waited until Sam came back to do our real hard-hitting material. Like, do you remember the old banana in your pocket?
I'd get, is that a dry erase marker in your pants? So like,
rectangle?
I was just saying something. I'm a banana. You're
wide,
huge. Anyway, so
I thought yours was thin like spaghetti. That's what I was always told.
It's skinny and long. So, it doesn't have a lot of. It's not very. What do you call it? It's not
girthy?
Very... Well, no, it's just not got a lot of weight to it. It's like, it's light, like a paraglider.
Like his legs.
It's skinny, like a bird's bones, hollow.
So, Sam, what has been your schedule in the past couple months?
Oh, my God, I could...
Are you just doing everything?
I'm all over the place.
Because I knew you were hosting the Dad Bod competition.
Yeah.
You did hosting
I did a
for
Fair
Villa
Villa summer event.
So are you doing a bunch
the Fair
of...
Villa summer event? This is the second Fair Villa event I've hosted, and they do such an amazing job at their events, and they're so professional, well put together.
Yeah.
And then the next week I did an event with the Sanford 3.
Which
Which is not the Sanford 2.
It's a different vibe, yeah.
I was a part of the Sanford 3 that night, and that event was more chaotic than, and some might say perverted, than a Fair Villa event. It's an actual sex store.
Yeah.
Someone's wiener came out at the Dad Bod contest.
Wiener came out.
Trash King. You guys familiar with the Trash King of Sanford?
Was it that old man?
It was the old man.
I saw the pictures.
Wait, an old man pulled his dick out?
Yeah, correct.
Hell yeah. I need to go to these shows.
Yeah,
My God, I
I'm
should have
telling
been
you.
there.
Yeah.
So he's called the Trash King?
That is what he said. That was one of the things we could get out of his stumbling and bumbling.
Real drunk.
He fucking hated me.
I hate her
I'll show you my dick, bitch.
I hate you so much, I'm going to show you my dick.
That was the vibe.
Oh, my God.
So did he get up there for the Dad Bod competition?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He moseyed up there. Almost fell off the stage every time he got up. He kept thinking first he wouldn't use the stairs at all.
Real men just jump up the stairs. You don't use the stairs.
Yeah, he jumps up the stairs.
Have you ever noticed
jumps up the side of the
that?
stage.
At our beer fest, this guy, he'll go right up the stage because he knows I have to use the stairs because I'm small and I have
it's like dog stairs to your bed.
I have inward hips.
I'm just hop up there.
I can't hop up.
Me, the Trash King.
What's wrong with the stairs? Why can't you use the stairs?
You were the king of Deltona and the comeback king. It's all coming together. The three kings.
He's the comeback king of Deltona. That's the name.
Okay.
I hate how people compare me to other people. You're like when you're like,
stop being like the other people. Then.
Well, I can't. Anyway, sorry. So the Trash King's up there pulling his dick out.
When he finally did come on, use the stairs, he went to lean on the curtains that were there because he thought it was a wall. It was a mess.
When he pulled the curtain down,
he couldn't really speak. He was inebriated. At that point, it's 7:30 p.m. on a Friday in Sanford, so of course you're shit faced. And we asked him. It was the talent round, and I said, "All right, Trash King, tell me your talent. Let's see what you got. What you got to show the audience." And he went, "Oh no," and I go, "Okay.
I don't
know what that is.
Like Gabby Hayes.
But if you want to present your talent, which we also there was some other people that did stand up, which
never good.
Never good.
It's never you're in a whole different competition for Dad Bod. You're like, I'll do stand up.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll just do some crowd work.
It didn't go over very well. It didn't go over very well. So Trash King decided, you know what is better than stand up? I'll just pull my saggy jeans down.
Old bums do wear their jeans like
Saggy.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Well, because they have no muscle tone in their legs.
He was also commando, which I did call. I said, I'm pretty sure this man has no underwear on, and he did not.
Yeah. They also have a frog ass.
Droopy frog ass. Tracy Claus got a good video of that.
Oh my
Their
God.
jeans come down easy. And so then his...
and also I blame Tracy because she's a hype man for people, the kings of the world, if you will. She hypes up the king of Deltona with his tomfoolery.
She likes to get out
She
there
was hyping up the Trash King so he pull his ding dong out.
I've seen Tracy before lean into homeless people and be like, hey, pull your dick out. And I'm like,
I'll cheer for you.
Don't do that, Tracy.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that?
She was cheering for the Trash King.
Yeah,
to
she'll
win.
do that. She'll be like, hey, you know what would make this better if you pulled your homeless dick out?
So when...
She's real sneaky like that.
Yeah.
I do like it too when someone pulls their homeless dick out. And
Why is their dick homeless?
And everybody
hasn't been in things very
it doesn't have any underwear.
No place to hide.
You hear a gasp from the audience. Everybody's like, oh! It's a good story.
I also wanted to be known that I'm standing there as the host, and I'm in direct as close as this mic is to me is how close Trash King is, as he's staring me straight in the face and pulling his pants down slowly to where I go, please don't pull your dick out, and he doesn't say a word and just keeps slowly pulling him down. I have
like a little kid disobeying
Paul Williams, who owns this bar, and as a big man that could help protect me from the situation, just went, oh, and turns his head away. And I'm like, he's like, you're kind of scaring me, Trash King. And I'm like, what the fuck is he scaring you for?
Like, I'd help you, but no homo.
Exactly.
Sanford rules.
Yeah, Sanford rules.
Sanford rules.
It is Sanford rules.
Yeah, in Orlando, we're progressive. We can like help you. You know, like. It's no big deal. But
you know how in older men, like your leg hairs fall out. You know,
I've got that.
Circulation.
I've got that
does
right
that happen
now.
with your pubes too?
Yeah, it does.
Because they were sparse.
Yeah, it gets.
They were there, like curly, but they were sparse.
Yeah, like it becomes few and far between.
They were far between.
My pappus, it's falling out.
Yeah.
But my shaft, it's growing thick.
Oh, that's the reverse.
Yeah, it's weird.
Reverse coxmosis.
It's reverse coxmosis. It's insanity. Well, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. I'm glad you were getting paid.
Come out to the events that I host. You never know what's going to happen.
That's true. That's true. She's gonna.
If you want me to host your event, anything goes. Apparently, it's the Old Tom Band. Anything goes.
Who won?
You weren't even there, and anything went.
Did he win?
He did not win. A guy that did dad jokes won. A guy that showed up like second round and was kind of ushered in out of desperation. He won a year of beer. You see, you come out. There wasn't that much competition.
But it's
out
the
there,
Hulk
guys.
Hogan beer. No, it's not.
It was Yingling.
Yeah, it's Yingling, which is pretty decent. Have you tried the Hulk Hogan beer yet?
No. I imagine it's just like any other craft beer.
I was thinking about buying some today. I think it's just a lager.
Lasagna flavored.
Yeah, I think it's just a lager.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just like it's
a standard.
Yeah,
it would have been.
It's like a Bud Heavy.
It would have been something else if
How
it
did
wasn't
he get a
Hulk
beer?
Well, I mean,
anybody can get a beer, Sam.
Yeah.
You want a beer?
But he wasn't really related with beer, was he? Like Stone Cold has a beer, that makes sense. Does Ric Flair have a beer?
No, he's lottery tickets.
He should have had a beer.
He has lottery tickets.
Does he?
Yeah, Ric Flair's done multiple
Is
lottery
he a
tickets.
gambling man?
Not so much, but I think his face and his robes look good on a scratcher.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of flashy.
Yeah.
Like I'm guessing that it's just a matter of some beer company.
Flair has weed. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
He does. He has a couple strands.
Yes.
Yep.
And usually how it works is the company will come to you and like, hey, you want to put your name, use your marketing power for this. I'll pay you the X amount, and then we'll put your name on it, and then you make some social media posts, and then do some interviews on some podcasts about the the new beer.
I was hoping to segue into this, and since you're here, we might as well. But like, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, but I am so hoping that Ben Affleck plays Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah,
and I am so hoping. And the rumor has it that Jack Black has been cast to play Bubba the Love Sponge in the Gawker movie, and that excites the shit out of me, dude. That, like, I will, like, literally, I might have to take the day off to watch that, like, if it's on a big screen or what, like, go to the movies.
Well, explain to people what it is.
So apparently, Ben Affleck and his buddy,
Matt Damon.
Thank you, Matt Damon.
Cabin Boy.
have purchased the rights to
that Gawker story.
Yeah, to do the Gawker
movie. So it's
movie.
like going to be basically based on that entire case, is what I read from what I read. I don't know if you got more details on that.
Yeah, well, no, they're in
and the
talks.
rumor was Ben Affleck did want to be Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard about the Jack Black thing, although Jack Black's not as beloved as he once was.
No, but he did like finally break his silence on
canceling the Tenacious D tour.
Yeah, I mean, he did break his silence.
He
and
also
say,
that Borderlands movie. People are saying is a real hunk of shit. He was in that.
It is pretty bad.
I think people are turning on their beloved celebrities. The whole Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds drama that's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
we're just grumpy right now. And we like hating on shit.
We like hating celebrities.
Well, we like hating everything. It goes back to the pigeons. It's like you can't even have something that's just a nothing anymore without people going, I hate it.
I just think celebrity worship is no longer going to be as big of a thing as it used to be.
Well, I have heard that the younger people don't look at celebrities.
Why would they?
Yeah, because they know of everything they see on
their
social media.
Influencers are their celebrities. Yeah.
And not only that, it's like anybody who really is a celebrity, like some random nobody has millions of views technically or whatever. And there's tons of YouTubers and social media people that have millions of followers. And then it's like we don't know. We can't even comprehend the difference between like 2 million and 10 million, right? Even though it's a gigantic difference.
Sure, yeah.
But it's like once you see the millions, you're like, you put them all in the same kind of category. So it's like, then it brings the A-list celebrities of our younger generation, like, oh, like Tom Hanks. Yeah. Where like, no one's more famous than Brad Pitt or what, it's like, it kind of brings them all to the same level.
They've also had a lot of dirt come out too, because again, people are, I guess, more comfortable with like talking shit about these celebrities because the culture is changing. So you're hearing a lot of bad stories about these people that we idolized for so long, right? Because now the narrative isn't spun by the media. It's by people who actually interacted with them that were normal people, like makeup artists, hair people, that have spent time on these things, and they're like leaking, no, this is actually how this person is. This person's a piece of shit.
There was a time, and I called it the golden age, where the news...
Celebrities could do no wrong.
News media wouldn't purposely not post a bad story about a celebrity or an athlete or whatever. I heard this thing on TikTok. I forgot who was talking about
it. Like a level of some sort of strange loyalty.
And they still do that, but it's just not as effective anymore.
Yeah, well, I feel like everybody's looking for the dirt more than ever.
They also leak information in order to spin a narrative, like the whole Blake Lively thing. They're now, I don't know if you know the whole thing that's going on with that new movie she's in or not, but there was a lot of
I don't know nothing.
No, I honestly, this one I don't know, but to piggyback on what you're saying, would you explain it a little bit? Because like Mr. Beast is also...
Mr. Beast is getting in a lot of shit.
He's also leaking his own emails, like...
Sure.
Like it's like in order to look good, you'll
gotta get ahead of it.
Yeah, you'll write down everything that you're doing within your company to make the culture better, and then you'll conveniently leak out the internal email. It makes sense to me because big corporations have been doing this for decades. So what's the Blake Lively deal?
So Blake Lively is in a new movie called It Ends With Us with a guy named Justin Baldoni. It is based off of a novel that some lady wrote, and she's basically sold the movie adaptation rights to this guy, Justin Baldoni, who is an actor, but this is his first directorial debut.
Right.
So not only did he buy the rights to make this movie, he is the director and he is the lead star in it. He booked Blake Lively to be his co-star in this movie. But apparently, allegedly, there was some conflict on the set of this. If you believe one side, it is that Blake Lively overstepped her bounds because she's also a producer on the movie, right? So she has some say in the movie.
Okay.
But apparently she stepped on Justin's toes a lot and basically also had her husband, Ryan Reynolds, come in, rewrite some scenes that's not really a thing that normally happens, but she tries to normalize it in her interviews and be like, yeah, I work on all his stuff and he works on all of my stuff. And it's like, no, you guys took over this fucking movie that was this guy's movie to be kind of thing, right? And so there's more to it, but that's kind of the basis of it. And in the interviews, Justin Baldoni is really focusing on the heart of the story. It's a story about domestic violence.
Andrea read the book. She says
I never read it. Yeah,
she said it was fantastic. She's worried about the movie because of this. So she says the story is really great, though.
So in the interviews, Justin Baldoni is being very professional. He's speaking very highly of everyone in the movie, including Blake Lively. He's leaning into the fact like, hey, this is a very serious topic. Here's ways if you have been in a domestic violence situation, here's some hotlines. Like he's doing the work of like, this is the message of this movie. Blake Lively is doing her interviews, being very cutesy, telling everyone, hey, ladies, get together and wear your florals and go out with your girl pals. Like it's a rom-com, and it's not. And everyone's like, why is she selling it like this? And also she's being very just over the top and kind of mean to interviewers that are asking her questions, so she'll avoid the actual questions and then just start talking about like her hair care products because she used her hair care products in the entire, so she's like selling her hair care products in this movie about domestic violence. It's all just it gives everyone the ick, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
Everyone's like, this is fucking weird. Ryan Reynolds is in all like the promotional stuff, and they're basically saying they're trying to make it like a Barbenheimer of this summer because he's got Deadpool out right now.
And
she's got this movie out right now. She's also in both movies. They're like, go see this and then go see Deadpool right after. And they're trying to make it this cutesy couple thing. And everyone's like, this is not what this is.
Andrea reiterates that it's a heavy-ass book. It is not
right.
You don't get your gal pals together and skip on down to the Cinemaplex. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's kind of the basis. Why would she do that,
though? Does it? I mean, like, can you just?
She also is very adamant in the fact that she does not have a PR person. She does not have a stylist. So everything in the movie she wore, it's from her closet. She did her own hair, her own makeup.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah.
There's an interview that has surfaced that she says, you can't just throw me in a movie and put me in your clothes and have me pretend to be like this person that I'm not. I just have to be myself. And everyone's like, that's literally what acting is?
Yeah.
So maybe you're just not a good actor?
And to pile on a little bit, they haven't done, meaning Blake and then this Justin, is that his
Justin,
name?
yeah.
They have not done interviews together.
Not only have they not done interviews together, the entire cast has unfollowed the director on all social media. And when they did when they went to go watch it in theaters for the premiere, the entire cast and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds all watched it in one theater, and Justin Baldoni and just his family watched it in a separate theater. So something obviously went awry here.
Yeah.
And Justin Baldoni has also said, because there's supposed to be a sequel to this movie, or at least there's a sequel in the book, so there could be one in the movie. He has said, I will not have anything to do with it. I think it would be in someone else's, better to be in someone else's hands. I think Blake Lively would like to direct. She might be good at directing. So there's hints of she took over this fucking movie kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I could imagine that this happens probably a lot more where you start making a movie, right? It's essentially a small business that you start up from nothing.
It's an investment.
And then, and then you got a bunch of pressure from the investors, and then the infighting just starts crazy. And then there's there has to be a hierarchy of who's in charge, and if that starts becoming
then you also have, not only is it Blake Lively, you also have Ryan Reynolds here, and he's this huge fucking star right now too. So you got the studios looking at that of kind of just give Ryan whatever he wants because we want to work with him, whatever, who knows, right? But in the media, it's not looking too good for Blake Lively. She's coming out looking like the fucking villain here. So she has leaked to TMZ that the reason why the controversy happened was because she felt uncomfortable with the director. That was kind of the thing for a couple of days, but not really why was she uncomfortable? What happened on set?
Well, that sounds as if this guy's been walking. He likes to direct with his dick out, we're back at the contest.
But
the dad bod, and that I feel like that's.
But then it came out that she claims that she felt uncomfortable because Justin asked about her weight, and she had just had a baby, and so she felt fat shamed. However, he had a back injury, and he has to lift her in a certain scene, so he was asking how much she weighed, so he knew how to not hurt his back. So, it's all coming out she's trying to say, he was fat-shaming her, and it's a mess.
That's also insane, considering I don't think she's ever been fat. That's almost
even when she was pregnant, right?
That's almost a ridiculous thing to say. It's you can't... Blake Lively, you can't be that, so we're not going to believe your story because it sounds like...
No one believes her anyway.
Yeah,
but
that's weird. That is very, very weird.
I do, though, subtly fat-shaming someone by asking them, I know I have to pick you up, and they're like...
I think I did it this week. I think I did it this week. You want me to air it out?
What?
I think I did it this week. You were here. We had a guest come in, and the guest came in, and he sat down, and I go, hey, man, you're looking kind of buff. You're looking beefy. And then the person was and then I realized that the person, that they're having to take that. When you tell somebody they look beefy.
No, okay.
And they haven't been lifting weight, you're basically calling them a fat ass.
You're hey, you look bigger than you did.
Hey, you look swollen. You look
swollen's not.
Yeah, you look swollen.
Swollen is fine. Swollen.
I'm swollen with fat.
How dare you?
You look like you've been exercising your fat.
Oh,
I did it this week, man.
So
I got to knock it off with the chirping. Getting me a lot of trouble. Maisie told me I embarrassed her. You missed that show. She told me last week that I embarrassed her.
Once I found out Sam was coming in, I saw a story.
You pulled your dick out. You started jacking off. He started jacking off into the bodega we have in the corner of the room.
It's basically a 7-Eleven here, guys. Yeah. Since I left,
they got the door open.
They got Snick Snacks. They got a Mortal Kombat game. Yeah. Somebody shit on the back of a toilet. It's 7-Eleven.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
But we did have a guest earlier this week that shit in the toilet and did a swirly, and it was not a man, and it scared me. It scared me.
Yeah, we do.
I tell all the secrets on the Friday Free Show.
Just so you know, we still both have businessman diarrhea.
Yeah, I hadn't assumed that got any
better. You want to
better.
hear something crazy that I do?
Get regular.
That I feel like I can get off my chest since you don't work here now. I feel like I can say it. When we have a guest, if you shit in our bathroom, I run in there after you're done and I take a picture of what the bowl looks like, and then I print out the picture.
There's a whole folder. Yeah.
I print out the picture and then I write the celebrities or the person's name underneath it, and
it's for blackmail later.
I just keep. It's kind of like a Diddy party. I keep it as blackmail later.
So the story I saw that I wanted to talk to Sam about is the Matthew Perry. They arrested the 5 people. Right?
Yeah,
dude.
So did you
ketamine
read that?
queen. Yeah, I
the
did.
ketamine. So
No,
You goddamn right I did. I talked about it on Sipping with Sam. You should have watched.
I'm in here editing, and he told me what the doctor said, and it
dude.
I was not cool with that at all.
Well, nothing about the story is funny, but I did
No.
find in the story they talked about one doctor nicknamed the ketamine queen.
No, the doctor's not the ketamine queen.
Oh, Dr. P. And then the other
P.
Well, they're like the ketamine queen and
Dr. P.
And Dr. P.
Yeah.
And I was like the ketamine queen and Dr. P.
I'm the ketamine queen. Are you Dr. P? Come on.
Yeah, Tom's Dr. P.
And then they basically go through the fact that they were selling Matthew Perry these bunch of vials of ketamine. And at one point, he bought
Unsafe amounts, yeah.
9 vials for $55,000 cash.
Yeah.
And then they found some text messages between them. And one of the text messages, and then once I saw this, I was like, these people are going away.
Yeah.
Because one of the text messages said,
Let's see how much this idiot will pay for this.
let's see how
Something
much
like
this moron will pay for this.
Yeah, how much do you think this moron will pay for this?
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah, I wonder how much
I was
this moron will
stunned.
pay.
I was like, oh my God. And then I immediately started thinking about all the horrible text messages I sent. And then I just started selfishly deleting all I tried to drag my
even
phone
delete
into the
it.
recycle bin. I'm like, oh my God, how do I end this?
That's stored somewhere, too.
Then I remembered that you and I called Butler the dumbest human being ever given
On
breath.
text message,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like we're no different than the doctor. In fact, I'm Dr. D.
And
you're the marijuana king.
And so once I was like, man, the jury, once they start saying that
bad.
text
Well,
message like that, yeah,
At
it'd
least
be
3
bad
of
for
them have already pled guilty.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you saw that, so they won't go to trial. But yeah, the one doctor is fighting it, which is
The other
bizarre.
thing that was weird to me, and Andrea brought this up to me last
His
night.
assistant was in on it.
That one, but the assistant one, and Andrea goes, "What do you think it would be like to work for?" She's like, "I kind of feel bad for the assistant," and then she painted this scenario, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Imagine working for Matthew Perry, who, if you've read anything about him, super talented guy, seems like a nice guy, but I also believe he's a very intense guy.
He's an addict.
Yeah, and can you imagine being his
he's got-
assistant and how heavy he would be leaning on you as the assistant, and then you have to make that judgment call on doing something that could or could not kill. You know what I mean? Like, I can see a scenario where I'm working for this guy, and he's leaning on me like, give me my shit,
That's
man.
basically what Butler said about you and Kratom.
Yeah.
That's why he really left. He
I'm
got
like,
tired of the pressure.
Yeah, you get up there and get that red Sumatra, you piece of shit.
He cut you off on the reds. He only got you the greens.
And I'm like, if
The
you
red
heat,
one
like, 2 things. If you
hurts
heat
my
that
heart.
fucking squid up in the microwave one more time, you're out of here, and get over to the head shop
Remember
and
those
get our
granola
Kratom.
green beans he used to heat up? Oh, my
They're
God.
almond green beans.
Imagine how good it would be to have an assistant.
You basically did.
You did.
The fuck are you talking about?
That I get your drugs and then not tell you some grandiose stories about Titanic roast.
You guys listen to each other's stories. You guys were
did.
like a fucking
did.
buddy comedy in there.
I will say, and since
No.
Sam's here, it was the happiest time you've had here.
Yeah.
When you had
You
your
got
buddy.
real sour
You
when he
had your
left.
buddy, and when he
No,
left, it
come on,
changed
stop
everything.
saying that.
It changed everything when he left. Your whole personality went into the shitter.
Well, I lost my assistant. My red
He
Sumatra.
lost his friend.
And red Sumatra.
I wonder,
You know, sometimes
some
when you
sweet
leave,
relief in a hot tub.
sometimes when he leaves and I'm
Wait.
finishing editing here, I'll go into your office and I'll open that top drawer and you can still see in the corners of the
Oh, yeah,
drawer
the dust.
leftover green dust, and I'm like, oh man, it'd be one more scoop.
No, but if you
Some
had,
people are saying that they're worried that's what's going on with old Zac Efron. You know, he got pulled from a pool in Ibiza
no,
a
really,
couple weeks ago.
Kratom?
Yeah.
like he was passed out.
Well, the official story at first was that it was a minor swimming accident, right? And everyone's like, what the fuck does that mean?
this,
He
yeah.
also has issues with addiction. He also was really good friends with Matthew Perry. He was kind of like his mentor. But then they came out and said that like he dove into the pool and hit the bottom so
Yeah.
hard that he ingested water into his chest.
That's what I read,
and
is that
that's
he-
why he got pulled.
He dove into
a
the
lot
pool
of people don't believe
and
that,
hit his
though.
head. But have
Yeah.
you seen how melted?
People are saying he was hanging out with Amber Heard and some
Or
fentanyl was involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
But that's just the rumor
she's
mill.
shitting in his bed. He's
Yeah.
doing kratom.
yeah. Also,
He looks like a guy that does kratom.
well. Kratom's
He
not.
could.
I mean, ketamine, vials of ketamine.
If you look at him, no, but if you look at him now, he looks like he does kratom.
It's just some plant dust. It's
a little trashy. It's a little trashy. When you're walking around with a plastic spoon in your pocket.
Well, the thing is, if you're a hardcore addict, right? Like,
yes.
I'm sure you talk yourself into like, oh, well, wait a minute. Ketamine is medicine to treat my depression.
And he was getting actual treatment from his actual doctor that were the right amounts for what he needed. But then, he wanted a little more sweet relief.
Yeah. Just like an addict, you get it the first time and you're like,
well, this can only be better if I have it again,
That's fucking great. What if I threw $55,000? I mean, that's what you do. I mean, that's what I did with marijuana. It was like as soon as I got my medical marijuana card, I'm not saying anything bad. And
I just hit up Shun Latte this week.
I'm not saying it's a gateway drug. I guess it could be if you're weak enough. But when I got it, I tried the first vape. I was like, this is good. I wonder how much vapes I could get with $500. And then I throw $500. And then Andrea's like, $500? And then you fucking idiot.
And you're like, but I had a good deal.
I was like, I had a coupon.
And then you're like, I want to vape all the time, like every day. And then I never stop. And then I'll do anything for it.
100%.
Me and Daniel admitted we are addicted to marijuana.
Yeah.
You admitted it.
Well, just now.
Oh.
Like just now. I can't get off.
We got addicted.
I can't get off.
It turns out it is
You guys are going to fall asleep in Tom's hot tub together.
It is not medicine.
Wait a minute.
It just feels awesome.
I think Dr. Shun Latte would be upset if you said that. Are you guys still losing sponsors by saying shit like that?
We are.
God.
We're not saying
Is
that.
Manscaped back?
We're sponsored by him.
I'm saying that. Yeah. And if you look into your heart, you'll see it.
You'll see that.
You'll see the red kratom ring that's left.
You'll say, you know what? This is probably...
The person that told me that is Trash Man when he was pulling his dick out.
Like, man, I like this. I like getting high, and I like it too much. Anyway,
my God.
So look, turns out all those people are going to jail. And then I thought, when they heard the news story, like the kratom.
Well, the assistant was the one that found his body.
Yeah, but I'm saying the ketamine queen was like, wherever she was.
Oh, she was panicked.
When she heard Matthew Perry died in a hot tub, she knew, right? Yeah. Immediately. I'm surprised they didn't flee, right? Maybe they thought they could save it through like.
Maybe they did initially, because if you remember when it initially happened, they did close that investigation and they said it was an accident.
Yeah, and then
I don't know. Somebody must have tipped them off, because then they reopened it.
Might have been Zac Efron.
Could have been.
Yeah, or someone probably realized, like, hey, this guy had a bunch of vials of ketamine.
Hey, we're looking at his phone. There's a person in his phone under the name Ketamine Queen.
And that could have been, right? Like, his family could have got his phone after he passed and saw the text messages in between. Like, hey, you need to reopen this. It could have been that,
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that happens. That's how they find, big drug heists all the time.
So the other story that I saw that I thought was comical, and I'm curious to see what happens with it, is I saw, I get a lot of NFL news, and Chris Jones.
Oh, this is a fantastic story.
Is this the chicken wings?
The chicken wings. So Chris Jones.
I talked about the chicken wing story on Sipping with Sammy 2 days ago.
All right, well,
but the football player thing was new. Yeah, that happened.
We're a little slow on the uptake, but I do love some chicken wings. Holy smokes.
So, Chris Jones, the defensive tackle of the Chiefs, super high paid defensive tackle, was holding out last year, got a huge bunch of money. And he basically put out a tweet saying that he would pay the $1.5 million of chicken wing money.
Did you talk about the story?
I'll explain this.
Because you're doing the story backwards here.
I like doing it backwards. I like telling you the end.
Yeah. Ass first.
And then he died of cancer. But first, he murdered 2 people. Oh, there's a chase.
Did you forget to tell a story since I've been gone?
It was cancer, the baseball cards, the trial, the chase.
So this she's a lunch lady, right?
She was a lunch lady.
And during
she was
COVID,
like the head of the lunch department.
Yeah.
She was in charge over the summer of 2020 to basically, or maybe it was during the school year, order this food, and they were giving out meals to children at home, right? Because some of these kids, they don't have access to the food, so they only
cancel food.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they did that here.
They got their free meals at school.
Maisie didn't need it, but she'd ride her bike up to the school.
They get free meals at school.
Give her a box full of food, and we bring it home and eat it.
Chris Jones of Baldwin Park.
Yeah. I mean, I was taking all of the handouts when they would give. They're like, "Hey, we have extra meat." I'm like, "Give it to me."
Well, because they just throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah, they were throwing it away, and I didn't want to take
this
it.
lady got popped for it. She ordered $1.5 million worth of chicken wings over I forgot how long of a period of time. 2 years.
Which
11,000 cases, by the way.
You know she started off small.
to see,
yes, of course.
Yeah, like Kratom.
So
just like Lunel when she started bank robbing.
11,000 cases of chicken wings. Yeah. She was in charge of the ordering, so she would just order the chicken wings and go with the the school van, the cargo van, pick up the wings at wherever
this distribution center was,
and then basically so what her
not one child got a chicken wing.
Not allowed.
It's funny because the whole way they eventually found out is because they don't serve chicken wings at school because it has bones in it.
I question that too. I was like, whoever got fucking chicken wings at school? Yeah,
but they do at Macy's school. That's why they
really bone in
100%. I asked Andrea just to clarify. Yeah, they do wing. They have a wing bar at her school.
Really?
What the fuck?
Yeah, where you can pick different wings. Yeah, they do lemon pepper. They do fucking wings.
Hold on, did you put her in the University of Hooters? I knew you.
You got me. She's going to Hooters U.
Hooters U.
No, I did ask Andrea. Yeah, they have
a wing bar.
I hope Andrea's still dead. They have a wing bar, dude, where they have mild, unbreaded, lemon pepper. Yeah, they have chicken wings at Macy's school. So that's why when you were saying they don't serve wings at school, I'm like, they do.
They're a square pizza and gruel.
No,
yes.
That's what my kids
especially elementary school.
She gets turkey ranch wrap. She gets chicken wings.
No,
teriyaki bowls.
We got canned spinach.
They do poke bowls and stuff. They do all the come on, man.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
That's our rich person school.
That's fucking wild.
Called it Uters.
Yes.
Even before, so essentially, she just realized.
They audited it and they saw that there was this big deficit of money that went to chicken wings, and not a kid had a chicken wing.
Their
for
budget
2 years.
was over $300,000.
Yes,
That's how they found her.
Yeah.
So they popped this lady and they charged her. She pled guilty. 9 years. 9 years for stealing chicken wings.
Yeah. Now it was 11,000 cases. So it was, and then they valued it at 1.5 million.
Yeah, a lot of money.
So now you have grand theft, grand larceny.
That's a felony.
Also, because chicken wings are expensive, I did the monetary amount
chicken
was 1.5. I asked ChatGPT how many wings it would be. Very close, with 1.6.
We still don't know what she did with the wings,
Yeah.
by the way.
Or she resold them, allegedly, because she said
as far as I knew, she wasn't talking about what happened to the wings. Well, she just admitted she stole them.
Her lawyer said she had a gambling addiction, and she used the wings to pay for her gambling addiction.
They came out this morning. Yep, it was gambling.
Which is a
Tom,
weird...
are you seeing any kind of signs here?
It's a weird excuse for the lawyer.
Also, I don't know if you heard about the Mr. Beast gambling problems that are going on with children, and that might be why your kids like gambling, because it runs in the family.
Yeah, they're trying to get him, too.
Yeah, for gambling.
They're trying to get him with all the loopholes for contests.
Well, I've always said that about Mr. Beast. But anyway, let's finish the Chris Jones story. But they already charged her, and then but what I read from the lawyer is that there is still a chance that technically her lawyer can then petition the court to essentially revoke the sentence if they will take the restitution for
she can pay back some
wings.
of the chicken wing money.
Well, if Chris Jones pays it, but me and Daniel are like, it probably won't happen because it's still she's committed the crime.
Yeah,
and
but
usually,
they might give her a probation
or a lesser sentence.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. I do think she needs to have something because you shouldn't have done it, lady.
Sure.
But
but
she's also 68 years old. It's come on.
Yeah, and she never had a prior
and she worked in the goddamn goddamn school system, which is a hellhole. They don't get paid enough anyway.
During COVID.
Yeah,
I mean,
let her.
Now,
she's going crazy.
Although on probation.
Yeah, I've also never had any sort of arrest or, in the prior criminal conviction.
Mm-hmm.
And if I stole $1.5 million worth of wings from the school to pay my gambling addictions, they'd send me up the river. And nobody would offer to pay.
I don't know. Mo could get you off.
So, no.
Mo's good.
Would you expect me to?
He's like, you're fucked.
What would you expect me to speak out on? Like, if it did come out that you had been like horribly stealing from our clients, which I don't want to play at that seed. I don't want to play at that seed to them. Well, since we've already said we're addicted to marijuana, I feel comfortable saying anything.
Yeah.
What would you expect me to do? Would you expect me to be like, I never knew, or would you expect me to be like, give them a chance? This is one scratch on a flawless record.
Blame the listeners.
Okay,
it's their fault.
The pressure
I even got to this position.
The pressure of this business. And
they enabled his gambling.
Constantly demanding perfection from us. Created a gambling addiction.
So, but my main question of all this, and not the story, whatever, do you believe that if there is some chance, because the story's already out, and I doubt that we hear anything else from it again, right? Unless Chris Jones actually does pay this off or whatever. But do you think that he just put this out, and then when they started contacting him and the lawyers, like, hey, are you serious or whatever, do you think he was like, oh, shit, I didn't really mean it? Because $1.5 million is a lot of money to pay for a stranger to get out of jail especially when they admitted, they're like, I did this. It was there's been a lot of people that have like gone to jail that have not committed the crime. Like I feel worse for them, obviously. And then there's
what
probably.
Do you think? You think he means it? Because I honestly think that most sports stars,
would he pay it
after watching Receiver, after watching a lot of sports? Most of these guys, from what they say, only care about their money. So I think he'd be freaking out and be like, oh, man, shouldn't have put that on X. Like, I do think he'd be like...
I think that he will do it, whether it's his money or not. Meaning he might have someone basically sponsor it and say, like, he's putting the money up, but it's, you know what I mean?
Oh, like use a celebrity to raise some sort of GoFundMe?
Yeah.
Because he's going to get shamed now if he doesn't.
Correct. It's not unlike, who's he sponsored by? If he's Under Armour, then your Under Armour execs come in and they're like, hey, that
happens all the time, too, where you think these celebrities are donating their personal money. They're not really.
You're right. But when it comes to a charity or
also,
a thing
look at Flavor Flav. Everyone thought he was bullshitting with the water polo thing. He came through.
Yeah. Not $1.5 million, though. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
$1.5 million just on a rip is...
What's that guy worth?
Oh, a lot. He's worth $100 million, right? 50 mil? No, 50 mil?
Well,
that's fine.
Chris Jones is huge.
Yeah, he just signed a gigantic contract last year, and so it's got to be close. I mean, he's signed multiple contracts, so he may have $80 million
for like 10 years.
Well, then he's got the money to spare.
But still, even if you had $80 million, $1.5 million is a lot. Is still
the reason
to come out of pocket to this lady or to pay back the fucking chicken.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like when
Monsanto's or whatever.
When people are talking about like when they win the lottery or something, and then you always say like, "Hey man, if I won that $80 million, I'd give everybody in this room $1 million." And I'm like, I don't think you would. Because I don't think you understand like what it really means to take that amount of money and kiss it goodbye.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like spending $20.
It's still a lot.
My wife has got me whipped into being like...
Yeah, but it's nothing to him, it's different than winning the lottery and you didn't have money. This guy's has money and he's had a lot of it for a while.
But he didn't grow up with money.
No, but he also is empathetic because this lady didn't grow up with money and she's a fucking poor lunch lady who was trying to make some extra money on the side slinging wings.
That's what it did seem like. But I'm still going to hold out that I'm still going to hold out.
There's a football player who stole a bunch of crab legs and he didn't do any time.
How old is Chris? Because that
not 11,000
cases.
No, he would have if he could have though.
And he the Publix employee or whoever the fuck said you could take them because you're Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
So he took it. I've done that. I still do.
No, Jordan did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Jordan did that yesterday. He gave me something. He's like, I got the receipt for it. Just tell him.
I thought he retired.
I don't think
he's on the cusp. But, he's still there, though. He said hi.
Once you stop working, man, you go to that. You go to that gold Go Gators in the sky. Once you stop working.
Yeah. So, all right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we have a bunch of new voicemail email.
We do.
Sam can help us.
Dude, this guy's
answer.
fine.
Oh no!
His contract guaranteed an amount of $95 million with an average annual salary of $31.75 million.
Yeah. No, he's got it, and he could strike the check for $1.5 million.
But how old is he?
I'm saying, did he say it because he's big talking and actually
if
paying
he's still
it?
in his 20s, he'll never sign it.
No, he's older.
Is he in his 30s?
Nah, he might be on the
30
cusp.
years old.
30,
you got me. Oh, that's the perfect
old.
age. I don't know where to go on this one because I feel like if he were older,
this will be his probably last contract.
if he were
or big
24
one.
years old, there's no way he's giving that money up.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Is this his last deal?
This will probably be his last big deal.
This is his generational wealth deal, right?
Well, why would he?
Yeah.
Okay, if he just said it on social media, then you might.
No, he didn't do anything other than just put it out on X.
No, he did.
Oh, did
he
he?
contacted the lawyer. This guy, he's going to put the money up.
His
dude.
lawyer, but I don't even know. I think maybe even his lawyers.
That sounds real.
It may be too far gone because the court system would have to agree upon it, and they usually don't fuck around and let some celebrity pay someone else's. They're like, you stole 11,000
You ever
cases
written a letter?
over 2 years.
You ever written a letter for somebody on the behalf of and you send it to the judge?
No.
You ever done that? I've done that. And
The Ashton Kutcher.
I don't think they matter. I don't think it matters. I don't think any of that.
None unless you're a celebrity.
I honestly don't think it. I think the judge goes like, no, you did the crime. I have to no, sorry, you're going to jail.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
It matters. Think about some of these fuckers that get off for rape because it's like, oh, well, he was a star athlete. Even the guy that was in the Olympics, he's a star athlete. He's made one mistake.
That guy was terrible. He drove to see it.
And then they have character statements from people that are close to them, and then they're like, oh, just give him another chance. It happens all the time.
Don't mess up my
Give
volleyball.
this old lady a chance.
Yuck.
Ripley's Believe It or Not married
Oh, yeah.
Now I don't know what to say.
He did.
Believe it?
Or not. All right, let's take a little break.
Hold on, Sam. Did you know that there was bullshit stories in Ripley's Believe It or Not? That there was just fake nonsense?
He thought they were all true. He thought all of the things.
I thought they were real. Believe it or not, they're real. Did you?
He didn't. He thought
Sam thinks like
You
me.
are autistic.
Sam, he thought Believe It or
because
Not.
autistic people tend to take things quite literally.
Yeah, he took Believe It or Not as take it or leave it.
Like, this is it, whether you believe it or not.
Correct.
Oh.
Correct.
That's how it was presented.
No, it was presented. So, look, you can either believe it or not. It may or may not be true. That's the way it was presented.
I don't know. I see.
Wait, was Mario Lopez
my mom
the host
believed
for
me
that?
too.
Well,
my mom was like, I thought that too, honey. That's why we went
that's
there.
the Van
We thought it was a Florida museum.
That's called the Big Johnson Triplets.
who hosted the TV show? How did they used to say it?
They'd go, believe it or not. That's the old one. The old one. Okay, the name of the band is Chastity. The name of the song is Summer All Over Again. This is a bop. This is like an old school, early 2000s alternative punk rock song. Enjoy it, and we will be right back with more A Mediocre Time. It can be super frustrating trying to find a reliable contractor to help you, make additions, changes.
Yeah, anything with your house,
anything with your home,
new kitchen, new bath, basically modeled your entire house.
Yeah, and that's why we'd like to offer you guys our friends over at DetailsCG.com. That's Flora and her team and the details. That's what she is obsessed with.
Yep, we've met with her many times, and Flora can help you with a remodel, kitchen, bath, add an addition onto your house.
Sure.
Maybe maybe you build a tiny house on the back of your property to get some extra rent money, accessory dwelling unit.
Yeah, almost every house I've looked at lately has one of those, like a mother-in-law suite. Or something attached.
All grade cabinets, type, styles, including custom options, tile, flooring, wood, vinyl, engineered porcelain, all different flooring. And they have Details Home Gallery, which basically you can go in and make your selection, pick out what materials you want for your job.
Yeah.
Also, maybe you want to do it yourself, and Flora can offer you, she could just sell you the materials and everything you need to do a DIY
That's
project.
pretty cool, man.
But trust me, I would leave it up to the professionals.
There's nothing I would love more, though. There's nothing I would love more than for you to do, like, try to do it, and then have to call Flora and I'm in over my head.
That is a mistake. Just contact her, talk to her. It's detailscg.com.
Oh, they're going to give us the classic fade. People don't do this anymore.
I like a classic fade.
I like a classic fade too. They don't do fades anymore. Like the way to end songs now, you end it on a upbeat. Bam! Like there it is. We're back.
Abrupt.
No, I do love a good fade. I like there used to be like this allure as a young boy when I'd be listening to my mom's records and that you'd hear the classic fade, and I loved an extra long fade, and I'd be like, I bet somewhere that band's still playing.
Yeah.
Because, like, as a little kid, you don't understand, like, how do they end it? Did they not have an ending? Why did they fade it? Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Dan.
Tom.
Sam's on the couch.
Hey.
You know who she is. From the Orlando talk show with Ross McCoy. You know Sam.
I haven't done that one in a while.
Semantics Podcast.
Yeah.
Also on Patreon. Tell us about your Patreon.
Patreon.com/semanticsmedia if you want to get some extra content from us. $5 a month. Also, I do a Twitch stream 3 times a week, 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, called Sippin' with Sammy, where you can hear a lot of the stories that we talked about today. We just talk about things that I see while I'm scrolling. A lot of pop culture stuff's in there.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Akeem Woods, he raised the price of his OnlyFans because I was subscribed to it. It was free, and he made it $5 now. And
I just got an email yesterday about...
And he booted me out.
At the Semantics email saying, hey, so did you guys ever start an OnlyFans or not?
Oh, you're still getting inquiries?
Of course.
Was it from Twain through
Yeah, this guy was horny yesterday. Yeah, this guy was horny yesterday.
Twain.
Also, Akeem Woods is not masturbating or having sex for a full 30 days.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do it.
Like
honestly.
No Jizz November or whatever?
I don't think he can do it because like most of his posts are like, have you ever fucked 5 dudes in one day? I have. I'm like, well, you can't do it. There's no way you can do it.
Well, maybe he's a sex addict.
I went to go see him when he came into town not that long ago, and he was like straight up on Grindr while he was doing the show, and multiple dudes came inside to meet up with him. He's doing just fine.
During the show.
During the show.
Dude, that's what he'll do.
During the show.
He'll turn his phone on and lay it on a stool and be doing the show, and then he'll reach over and he'll be like, oh, I see you, baby. I'm going to fuck your ass good later.
Yeah.
Imagine if I did that. I'm a fucking monster.
It was like part dating show, part comedy. It was crazy.
I love it.
Well, maybe he realized he had a problem. He likes dick too much. Too much.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, I think it can be. If you're...
I think it was distracting him from being powerful in his comedy career. So I think because he hangs around. I'm speaking out of turn. He's a friend of the show, but like he hangs around with Preacher and he hangs around with Godfrey, and those are 2 of the most successful and most focused black comedians I think I've ever seen. So it would make sense that he'd be around those 2 mega grinders and be like, maybe I can pull back.
He's on Mega Grindr.
Well, think about it. Imagine if he's as horny as the rest of us, right?
I think he's hornier, amplified.
He's also younger than us.
Yeah,
he's still very horny.
Amplified.
But
he's in his 20s.
Imagine
He's
that
been going to the gym, getting that testosterone up.
Our other super horny.
How's your testosterone, Tom? Don't you guys got some kind of
we got a sponsor
weirdo doctor now?
He's doing it.
No, he's not. He's great.
Oh,
it's great.
And he's
is that medicine?
Neither of us
it is.
We're not on it.
It's muscle medicine.
Oh, I thought you were on muscle medicine.
No, we're not on it.
No,
We're not on muscle
I'm
medicine.
about to be on it. Maybe. I'm back and forth.
I'm on the fence about it.
But I will
I thought
be.
you were all about about it? I thought you were telling everyone, give you the tea. Now you got a man to give you the tea.
I know.
If you need it,
Why are you backing out now, pussy?
Well, because I am a pussy. It was not even that, Sam. It was the. I'll tell you the truth.
Andrea vetoed me.
All right, tell me.
Andrea's so sick.
She's out of it. She says no.
No, I fuck her. I try to fuck her every minute of the day.
Yeah, you can't get any more. You can't get any more tea.
And she's like, no, I don't want to. She's like, you can't deal with that.
Can they take some of your tea out?
No,
his is kind of low too.
Mine's considered like low normal for my age. Yeah, but I'm gonna wait.
Get it up there.
I'm trying to wait till I'm 50, and then when I'm 50, we're going to fucking moon.
Yeah, going to T-Town. I know.
Going to T-Town.
The problem with me is that because I was doing so much of this exercise, and I'm continuing to do
humble brag.
And, I want to see how
this guy's been posting pictures of his abs like he's fucking Zac Efron on Instagram.
No,
I've seen it.
He's doing cradle like that
thirst traps.
I just happened to have my shirt off while the picture was on.
I learned from Crystal today.
While the picture was on, he said.
I learned from Crystal today that he eats dinner with his shirt off now.
No.
As a flex to show his sons what like a real man's supposed to look like during dinner.
I just get home, I take my work uniform off, and then I put on Daisy Dukes, and that's it.
You have on Daisy Dukes now. Your pocket's literally hanging out the bottom.
It was Casual Friday. And then I knew you were coming in.
You want to show me some
thigh. Then I knew we were going to have a female guest.
And he only wears artificial, he doesn't wear anything cotton because it's too balloony. He only wears tiny synthetic pants.
I like to do that thing where, like, if you're around or, women are going to be around or whatever, that you, like, pretend to accidentally,
drop soming and bend over.
Like,
have a banana in your pants? Like what are you talking about?
Your homeless dick falls out.
Trash can.
You're like, oh, what's that?
Oh, how'd that happen?
It is funny. My dick was out the entire time that I walked in and here, but my dick's so small that Sam didn't even see it.
I didn't see it.
It's been out the entire show.
Yeah, you just casually, accidentally show your penis to random strangers. Yeah. I don't understand why people do that. I don't do it. I'm just saying I understand the motivation. Anyway.
Do you want me to pivot to some voicemails?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know how this
we were talking about tea.
There
MyEternalVitality.com.
you go. There you go.
Dr. Powers,
this
great.
Seems like a good one for Sam being here. Let's do this one.
So I know Kenny is a pervert. That's a fact. There's nothing he can do about it now.
God damn it.
What I don't know is why is Kenny a pervert?
Oh, too many reasons. We can't tell that one.
You can't release the tape.
No, it gets too serious.
Which is also like fucking with people.
Yeah, we like.
So does he.
It's fun to call people that name. Like the name pervert is not used enough. I like calling people you're a pervert.
Because it's a pervert, Pete.
You know what?
I think he stopped.
The term pervert has been used by people to classify innocent people perverts. And therefore, it kind of took the power away from pervert. For instance, someone could just be like into bondage, right? And then like some Christian whatever could be like, this guy's a pervert,
deviant, yeah.
And then and then he's just like, I'm just minding my own business. I'm just like into people tying me up or tying my titties up purple and whipping them good or whatever,
or whatever. Very specific.
But
he says that one all the time.
That one's the one he goes to all the time.
Sometimes I look at Crystal and I like try to look around her bra straps to see if there's little hints of purple.
I got caught up in that rope hammock on the Virgin.
Be careful. Be careful.
Those balcony walls do move, by the way, and they do not tell you when they're going to come spray all the cum off the side of the balcony because they pressure wash one of the days you're on the boat, and apparently my cabin was the only cabin that didn't get the notification about it.
Excuse me, man. We knew to spray the cum off.
They didn't say a word. They just came a spraying.
They're more Eastern Bloc.
You to spray cum off.
Yeah, they're different types of cruise slaves.
Everybody's banging in those hammocks, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what we've had. Like we had listeners that were like, "Oh yeah, I'm eating ass." Those are the eating ass hammocks.
Yeah, they were made for fucking.
Are they standing height where the crotches?
Nothing is standing height for me, sir.
Like how are they set up?
Yeah.
Because
they're perfect height.
Okay,
and you can kind of manipulate it too.
Okay, all right. Because
it's basically a sex swing.
Can you change the height of it?
You could buy them on the boat to take home.
Oh, really?
Wow, that's kind of cool though. All right.
And
have you ever done it with your wife on the balcony of a cruise ship? Yes or no?
No. Crystal's too prude for that.
Oh my God! I've even fucked Andrea. I think on every balcony we've had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because nobody can see it, dude. I get out there, she just sits in my lap.
She used to jump around nude in pools. What happened to that lady?
No, that was in younger years, Sam.
So now she grew into the prude.
You remember the chimney that I burned my XL, the XFL helmet in my wife's slippers? I fucked her by that chimney in the backyard.
Oh yeah, but I don't want. You're humble bragging now.
Well, no, but I just you got to try something. You got to live a little, man.
Yeah, but she's not like, oh, someone's going to see and the neighbor's going to look over the fence or something. Like, I thought she would be paranoid.
That's part of the excitement.
Okay, well, see, she's more adventurous than Crystal is. You say she's a nerd. Crystal's more.
I'm also convinced there are cameras all over, and they're keeping all of those somewhere. All those sex tapes are somewhere.
Well, that's Crystal's like,
that's the Puff Daddy. When you
we got to go in the cruise bar. Like the crew members bar where they go and hang out, their dive bar at the tip of the ship.
Like lame?
It's like a dive bar. It's pretty fucking badass.
Oh, that's neat.
So how'd you get in there?
Because we got our sponsor for our show that does our travel agency sponsor, Tim Cruise Travel Agency.
Tim Cruise.
He hooked it up with the Virgin people, talked to him, and we got a private karaoke room, which was the crew members bar. So we had, Brenda from Bithlow hosted our karaoke, and it was really cool. And it was just like the 10 of us.
That's badass.
And then in basically their cruise
debauchery goes on there. There are multiple sex swings there. Everybody that built the ship has there's graffiti on the walls where everybody signs the ship, kind of like the bathroom in here. It's pretty fucking cool.
Imagine how many.
Got your own bartender back there.
Like if you're a good looking.
They're
foreign
slaying.
dude
They are slaying.
on that cruise, you're banging through guests crazy. You meet them you're off or whatever, and then they're people on cruises do they take the whole cruise I'm in Vegas and what stays here.
And they did the Dave Chappelle where they took our phones. They locked our phones up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To go to the whole bar.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So none of it's documented what happened in there.
Oh, they locked your phone up before you went to that bar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We should start doing that with our listeners just to make it appear like something cool is happening. It's just a lie.
Yeah, but it's the same
we got to take your phone. I'm sorry,
shit.
we're just sitting around a bunch of fat guys eating Chex Mix, drinking some beers. It's all right, you get your phone back. Don't share anything that happened. Super special.
All right, let's do some voicemails.
All right, voicemails. Let's try this guy right here.
Wait, did we get down to the bottom of the question about Kenny the pervert?
Well,
it's just a standard run-of-the-mill perv.
Yeah.
Just like everyone else.
Well, ask him about it.
What classifies a pervert? Then you could say Daniel's a pervert, Sam's a pervert, I'm a pervert. Compared to,
I'm definitely more
name
perverted.
someone who's not a pervert.
Yeah, I guess there are people, but those are the weirdos. If you're
my wife is not a pervert.
If you're the person that's
she's a weirdo, you're saying though.
She's a little weird, yeah.
Well, she'd be a pervert in some sort of super born again Christian's eyes. The fact that she had sex on a balcony.
The fact that she married me.
Pervert subjective is what we've determined.
It's
here.
a spectrum. It's a perverted spectrum.
Yeah. But I don't like when people call pedophiles perverts. Because that's a sickness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't call.
Well, that's because people.
Illegal.
Pervert's not a bad enough term for that. Yeah.
Because then they get.
Because we took it back. It's kind of like slut. I think the original term slut was almost derogatory.
Oh,
but there are girls that be like, I'm a crazy little slut. And that's kind of hot, right? So it's different. Yeah. It's like pervert. There are guys that are like, oh, yeah, I'm your perverted slut. I get it. They're into that. But they don't mean it like I'm a pedophile. They don't mean it like that. They mean it like I just like to have my balls whipped.
Yeah.
So it's
innocent perverts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I did. I don't think I helped.
PDMs, innocent pervert.
Innocent pervert.
Well, I also feel like it's perfectly healthy to be, sexual and to be hypersexual if you want, whatever your personality is.
Whatever you want.
Who cares? Saying so I do feel like people are throwing around pervert and then
I like your hard stance on the word pervert.
Well,
something's going on behind the scenes.
They're like Ripley from I was a pervert. and then like don't
really
classify him with.
Are you in a Ripley hole? Is that what I walked into?
Because he like fucking married some kid.
He's got an axe to
he's pedophile.
Okay, follow me.
Don't classify him as our standard.
You know us well enough to know what's happening here. He got mad because he heard a story about a fish that swallowed a wedding ring, and then the same guy that lost the wedding ring caught the fish, cut it open, and there was a ring inside. Ripley told him that as a kid, but we found out that story, that fish story that he's been telling to everybody for years is a fucking lie. So now he hates Ripley, and he's going to arrest until he hangs. He's going to hang this pervert's fucking. He's like, this guy married a 12-year-old. He's a
and
fucking.
This is why
fuck
Tom,
this, right? You're mad at him.
They stole my innocence.
This is why Tom drives everyone insane.
He's emotional.
Well, he's also a hypocrite. He loves the long con. Ripley's is the long con.
Oh, it is
this
the
whole
long
time
con.
you thought this story was true, and now you
42
found out
years.
it's not a gutter. And guess what? You're real upset about
42 years, he got you, fucking pervert. Let's try this. Let's try this one right here. Let's start.
What's up, guys? I'm on a long drive from work. Wanted to give you guys a call, so I was just listening to the Friday Free Show. You guys were talking about 900 numbers. And it made me think about something. Like, it may have been localized to my area, my hometown, but I don't, because I was like a rural area. But if you guys remember, like back before like internet was like readily available for like kids at home, in the phone book there was like a 1-800 number. You could call it. There was like pages of all these like 4-digit codes you could put in. You could like listen to like stories, like scary stories, kid stories. You could look up crafts. You could look up like jokes. You could look up sports. You could look up all these different things. And it was just this like free 1-800 number. It was like advertised to kids as like kind of something you could do to keep yourself occupied during the summer. Am I crazy? I remember doing that, but, I don't really remember hearing about it after the fact. But anyways, first time I left a message, doing you guys stay one. Appreciate you. Love you. Keep it up. Talk later.
All right. Love you too, buddy. I absolutely remember that.
No.
Now, I remember somebody it might have been one of my god sisters showing me the page that had all the numbers. And yeah, there were codes. You'd call the 1-800 number. And you'd log in and be like, thank you for calling the kids hotline. Please put it, and you'd put it like, doot, 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 doot. You'd put in the code, and then they'd be like, Jack and the Beanstalk. Back in the day, Jack was out in the garden tilling, and then they'd start telling the fucking story. And you just sit there holding the thing.
And listening to Jack and the Beanstalk.
It's sort of like latchkey kids, or their parents would read them stories.
And they'd be telling a fucking story, and then I remember that, and then I also remember
What year was that?
It would have been in the 80s. I was born in 76.
Wonder when it phased out. But I also didn't have a phone until I was in like 8th grade.
I don't know, like maybe 80. Let's go 83, 84. Because if I was born in 76, I wouldn't have been Tommy's age. I would have been younger than that.
I wonder when they wrapped it up, because I don't even remember my friends talking about this.
You would call DeLand Public Library, and then they would have a line. Like you called DeLand Public Library, and it'd be like, "Thank you for calling the DeLand Public Library. To get the front desk, hit 1. To get a story, hit 2. And you'd hit 2, and one of the fucking librarians was paid to go back there and read a fucking story.
That's awesome.
And then,
I want that job.
And you could just sit on the phone and listen. And I would do it once a week. They'd rotate the stories once a week.
They were live reading it, or was it recording?
It was a recording.
Oh, okay.
But it was like you'd hit the button, and then you'd
listen to the recording.
You'd get the story.
Oh, that's like wholesome and kind of sad.
That's all we had. We didn't have, there was no AI.
I just mean like instead of your parents reading you the book, you're listening to the librarian on the phone.
My dad not going to. My mom read to me all the time, but I don't know. It was just I remember doing it. I remember thinking how cool it was and thinking like, oh, this is the cool thing about it is you got to choose. I don't think kids understand that the power of choice is so important.
Because they were limited then.
We had no choice.
You used to just get what you got.
Thank you. We got Channel 4, which was WESH. Or NBC. We got 6 and 9 and 35. That's all we got.
You want another option? Too bad.
Yeah, it was literally go to your room and sit in silence, play with the toys you have. You're
read
not
a
getting.
Book,
I didn't have a PlayStation. I didn't have an Xbox. I didn't have nothing. I had nothing. So when you had this and you had the page, it seemed endless. It was like the internet. You're like, oh my God, I've got 100 stories.
The only phone thing I remember that makes me sound like an old man that I'll tell my kids one day, and they'll be like, oh my God, old man, is that I remember when I was like in middle school, and we'd be out hanging out, like skating at the local mall or whatever, and just be like sitting out front smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
and then
cool dudes.
we had no idea what time it was, and there was no way to find out. And then
411.
we go to a payphone, like
or operator, yeah.
and then you call the operator or 411, and then they'd answer a live person, and you'd be like, "What time is it?" And then they
you could ask them any question.
Yeah.
That was wild.
You know what? That's a dad thing. My dad, I think he would have thought I was gay if I didn't wear a watch. Like seriously, like he was like real big on like certain things. You know, you got to wear a watch because that's what a man wears. How are you going to know what time it is? So I had a Mickey Mouse watch that I wore for years.
Yeah.
Just because my dad, and then I had a Casio after that. My dad insisted that I have a watch.
Yeah, me and the other street kids in Miami,
no watches.
No dads. That was a prevailing theme.
Yeah.
They're all
also no rules, no sense of time.
What do we all have in common here, street kids?
Single
no
parents,
dads. Yeah. No, some of the parents are alive.
They're alive. They're just not involved.
They're dead inside.
Yeah. They're just, I haven't seen them in a while.
You want to do another one?
Trauma bonding.
Let's try. Let's go with this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was wondering if you ever see anything on the internet that makes you cringe, and if you have any feelings towards seeing something that makes you cringe and reflect on that. Like, I tend to try to be accepting, and I don't want to be judgmental, and it makes me feel a bit guilty when I feel like something is cringy because I feel like I'm being kind of hyper judgmental. I think there is a lot of truth in saying that whatever you judge.
Yes, sir.
Tom is cringing through this.
Yeah, this is the historian. We love this guy.
The historian. By the way, historian, you sound like a robot. You have the cadence of a robot.
Do you ever see something on the internet and it makes you cringe?
I love him.
One of the greatest pleasures in life are judging other people. And this is what the historian doesn't understand.
Do I get cringe? Like, I like to sit in the cringe, right?
Yeah. No, Daniel loves it. And Daniel also loves judging other people. I do too. I judge everybody. Yeah. Everybody in my entire life, and anybody who walks by, I judge them.
I like sitting in the cringe. Like, I like looking around at people, and while it's happening, and being like, it's fucking happening.
Well, I get awkward when it's cringy. What example is he talking about?
Well, we'd have to listen to it's 6 minutes. Hold on.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Outwardly, it's just a reflection of you judging yourself. The one thing that really gets me that I can't seem to figure out why it makes me so uncomfortable is when adult men or women, when they dress up specifically as the character Deadpool. And there's just, I think that Deadpool movies are fine. I'm not a particular big fan of like any particular superhero franchise or what have you. But there is just something about the Deadpool crowd that makes me wildly uncomfortable. Like, I feel it physically folding me in half. I don't know what it is. It must be some deep.
It really bothers him, right?
Insecurity or something. But I was wondering is there anything specifically that you guys have that really makes you, like, if you see it in public or whatever, makes you just hurt?
You probably have one, right? Or do you
love the show?
Or do you have too many to list? Thank you, historian. We love you, buddy.
Well,
is it because Ryan Reynolds is kind of cringe, and then everyone's trying to pretend to be that character?
But he wasn't.
You're a 43-year-old man dressed up as a superhero.
Yeah,
and you're serious
I'm
about
a 38-year-old female, and I dress up all the time.
Yeah, but I think you do it in a way where it's not.
Well, the historian is cringy.
No, I don't dress up as Deadpool.
I would say it's different because there are people that can do it. He specified
the Deadpool crowd. He said
there are people I think that can dress up into anything for whatever reason they can pull it off. But there are other people that like it just doesn't work. Like, if EJ started dressing up like Pokemon...
Like when EJ came in here as a panda, it was cringe.
He just wants the attention of the...
which is cringe.
Yeah. Hey,
when Tom Van wore a fair suit...
Well, the Deadpool character is kind of attention-seeking, is he not? You know, he's the fringe of the Marvel universe. He's the guy, he's the comic relief.
Yeah. But I was just trying to get onto radio and make that money. I knew...
You didn't know that there was no money.
Well, I knew what 90s radio fatsos love, and they love Beetlejuice and other unfortunate...
Christine in our chat room.
That's what you love.
That's what I'm turning into. I understand it.
Christine in our chat room is a good example of somebody, I think, who does it right. Like, she's been sharing lately, I think this past week, a couple photos that are, like, professionally taken of her in her Mandalorian costume, but with, like, a really nice backdrop. And it just looks, it looks fucking awesome when you see it. It's not, there's nothing, you can't even say cringe. It just looks pro.
I get a little cringy. Mandalorian.
I knew you were going to say that.
The faux Punisher fans are cringe to me. Like the people that rock the Punisher shirts and stickers, but they don't really quite know what the Punisher is. They also have like the Punisher with the blue line in it. It's like, I don't think you understood what the character was about.
That's cringe.
Line, yeah. Well, that's cringe to me, though, because you're rocking the Punisher. It makes no sense.
But that's the thing.
But it looks tough.
Cringe is subjective.
Yeah.
Like,
pervert, subjective, cringe. Nothing's not subjective. We're judging everybody. What's going on this show?
Like, because I'm judging the guy, the middle-aged guy dressed as Deadpool at some sort of convention. And I'm like, ha. And then guess what he's doing to me? He's judging me.
Yeah, look at this lame-o. Boring.
With shorts and a button-down collar shirt at the fucking nerd dad. And then you're judging the other guy wearing the Guy Harvey and the fucking standard Florida dad.
You know what never gets old, though?
Judging each other.
You know what never gets old for me?
This explains a lot, Tom.
Like older fat guy, nude painted like Spider-Man. Never get. That's my. I end with that. That's the greatest cosplay. No one can beat that. That guy crushed it for me. When I found those videos on the internet, I remember thinking, this is awesome.
Does it ruin it if you find out he did it purposefully for comedy? Because then it ruins it. I want him to do it for real.
Yes, it does ruin it because I want him to do it because he loves Spider-Man.
Yes, and he doesn't realize that what
I don't want him to be impervious to him. The reason I like it is because if he finds out that people are making fun of him, it's going to hurt him. And that's the only way I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an honest answer. You're looking at me like I'm a psychopath.
He can't be doing it for...
No. If he's immune to, like, if I were like, look at you, fat Spider-Man, naked, tiny pecker. He'd be, if he was like, oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'll sign an autograph. I'd be like, well, it would ruin it. It would take the power away. But the fact that he... like, is doing it without knowing that I'm going to see it is the voyeuristic aspect of naked Spider-Man that makes it work for me.
Yeah, if it's not real and he's doing it on purpose, it's like prank videos on the internet when they're fake. Then it takes
They're all fake, though, now. Like, the new prank videos that are fake are the ones that are deliberately made. Like, the new ones now are, have you seen the two kids that tell the muscle man they're going to spot him, and they're like, hey, do your max one time. If you can do it unassisted, just call your max and then push your max up, bench press, we'll give you $1,000. And the guy's like, okay. Calls his max, he gets there, and they're like, come on, do it. And as they're like, we're going to spot you, then they just walk away. So then the weight comes down and, like, is on the guy's chest. Another guy walks over, helps him get it up, and then he goes over and he takes one of the fat kids and throws him to the ground. Totally fake. The whole thing's fake. The whole thing is fake. And I hate it. And kids wasting their time doing that, my God. And I think Maisie wants to be that.
What do you mean? Like produce content?
She's definitely going to perform. Yeah.
Well, she has
she's into it.
The talent to give the world something interesting.
Yeah, but much like you, I'm not going to allow her to do that. It's not going to happen.
You know, if my sons wanted to...
Hey, Max can be in the Olympics now. We saw what that competition was like.
They took it out.
Oh, they took it out.
Yeah, they canceled it.
They already took it out.
That's bullshit. Just because one lady stunk it up?
No, they canceled it before the...
It was before her. It was like, we're going to try it, but we're not really.
Yeah, I think they actually went into it.
Is that a thing they do? Like a trial period? I did not know that.
Yeah, LA
done that.
LA didn't want it. Like, I guess France didn't want baseball.
What are some other... Oh, so baseball was one.
Yeah, baseball would have typically been in there, but I guess France didn't want it.
There's been other, like, one-and-done Olympic stuff, which is
That's an interesting story. Maybe I'll do that on a You Heard About This one.
Because
that would be good.
Think about it. Like, if they never do breakdancing again, 3 humans in history will have medals through something else.
But no one will remember them. They'll all remember Ray Gun.
Yeah. And she did it on purpose. I still contend
she definitely did it on purpose. She literally said, I knew I wasn't going to win this, so I just came out and did something unique.
Yes, but I also believe that she knew the way it was going to be perceived.
I don't think she knew it was going to take it on the chin like that.
I think she had an idea that it would go viral.
But I don't think she thought about it going negative. I don't think she thought about people from her government saying you are an embarrassment to our country. That's too far.
Oh, man.
Because
they put her there.
They were attacking Australia for putting an unqualified breakdancer.
No, I understand.
She was qualified.
But I don't.
Well, I know, but she was unqualified based on the talent around her that exists, even in Australia.
We'll never know. And we beat this horse to death.
I know.
Moving on. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I've been here. I don't know what you guys are.
I honestly think that she did, because when I look at her, like, I'm trying to use my emotional powers, and I'm like, yeah, this hurts you. This hurts you too much. Like, you wouldn't have done this.
I don't think it hurts her.
You're sad that you did it,
dude. She is super smart. She's a super professor.
Yeah, she hid from social media for days. That's all planned?
I think she's planned.
I don't think so.
I don't think, because you start kangaroo dancing, you didn't think people were going to fucking make fun of you.
No, she was representing Australia.
I'm not saying that she didn't think people would make fun of her. I don't think she thought it would go that. It went
pretty far,
way off the rails. So the part where people are like, "You're the reason that it's not in the Olympics anymore." Totally not true. You are an embarrassment to all of Australia.
Well, you know what's interesting? I don't believe. It's even hard for me to even, I think anybody, to comprehend the power of everybody seeing something. And there's something like that doesn't really exist except for viral societal worldwide things that get popular, like the ray gun or the fucking shooter the Turkish guy, or Hawk Tour or shit like that. Once it gets to a level of everybody with a smartphone has seen it, like, that's a different level of celebrity.
It is.
I can't even understand. You're like, every single person, think about every 1,000 people around us within 500 feet, right? They've all seen it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got a smartphone, and that's a crazy...
There isn't one person on this block. We could walk every live work here on the street and go into the business and go, hey, you know who Ray Gun is, right, from the Olympics? And everyone would...
Or show the green breakdancer. You've seen this? Yep.
Yeah, I think you could say the
Even
name.
if you didn't know what it was, you saw it.
That's a ridiculous amount of fame that I don't even think you're prepared for, even if you think, like, hey, this is going to go worldwide viral if I do this. And then once it does, you're surprised by that, I think. You're surprised by everybody in your fucking grocery store seeing it. Or that's a weird thing.
It is.
That's bizarre. And, because even movie stars, not everybody sees that shit.
No.
Right? Yeah, but that ray gun, that fucking green jumpsuit breakdancer,
oh, they know it.
They've seen it.
And kudos to, because look, I hate this guy's show with all my heart.
Seen it.
But I got to give love to Jimmy Fallon for bringing out Rachel Dratch. He brought out Rachel Dratch, though, to be Ray Gun. And she was great. And I love Rachel Dratch, like Debbie Downer from Saturday Night Live. And I hadn't seen her in forever. I thought maybe she died or just become a mom, or, you move away from that, right? She came out there and she was busting all the moves. Oh, it was super fun.
Did you see that they're making a Jimmy Fallon Halloween maze?
No. What
in New York? It's going to be like a scare maze. The people that do Halloween Horror Nights put it together.
Jimmy Fallon.
And it's made up of 10 rooms of Jimmy Fallon's nightmares.
No.
Oh, my God. Is one of them alcoholism?
What
yelling at his interns?
What does Jimmy Fallon have that, for blackmail against the studio? Because why are they pushing him so hard still? No one gives a fuck about Jimmy Fallon. Not one person is a Jimmy Fallon fan.
You know what's funny? I thought that too.
We
had a boy band in here yesterday, right? We had 5 boys on the couch. Yeah. And when I asked them, where would you want to perform? What out of all the countries, where do you want to travel the world? He said Jimmy Fallon. He said appear on a Tonight
Show. He's got nerd parents then.
That's what Tom and I thought. We're like, that still moves the needle?
I think he's seen the clips of performers on there, and that's for sure. It's not just about the show, because we even commented. I was like, that's an old school mentality.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Late night shows are.
It's probably his mom was like, you got to get on the Tonight Show.
That is true. Yeah. You try to do. I'll be on Lawrence Welk. You'll be up there playing your accordion, Daniel.
Well, it's funny. Like all the comedians that Sam Sam, you've heard them. Like they've done night show, like Tonight Show stuff, and it doesn't even move. No one sees it. It's nothing. And then,
oh yeah, you did. Tom told the Full Circle boys, that's who we had in, that late night was dead. And they were an idiot to pursue their dreams.
I didn't tell him that. I insinuated
He's lying to you. That's Ghost of Maduble lying to Sam.
AI is going to take your boy band job.
Let's plug some stuff and get out of here, buddy. And you want to do one more?
Let's
do one more. One little one. Let me find a little one here. Let's do...
Having a fun Friday or what? TD Friday.
It's a TD Friday. Let's do...
You guys don't do 3-hour shows anymore?
This is a good one because it involves concerts.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was just listening to the BDM show where Tom was talking about not wanting to get in trouble with his wife about not having fun at a Incubus concert. I've actually got some advice on that I learned from my 6-year-old daughter's book, or one of them rather, and that is when you get asked about something that you don't really like and you don't want to get in trouble for being too honest, what you do is you find something small that you do like and you mention that. So if she says at the end of the concert, oh, how was it? What did you think? You say something like, oh, that the light show that they did in that one song with the lasers or whatever, I really liked that part. I thought that was super neat. Or, oh, the mask that he put on that lights up during that one part, I thought that was great. And the reason that works is because you're not lying, so she can't be mad at you for lying. It proves you were paying attention and you weren't just staring into your White Claw the whole time, and you said something positive about the experience. So you could have hated the absolute rest of the show, but the fact that you pointed out that one thing that you did like wins you brownie points. It sounds kind of silly, but I've used it in my own life and it actually works. Give it a try.
Before you answer, Tom, I would like to say that C.D. Sarah basically stole what I was about to say is, well, this is silly because Tom doesn't take advice, which is absolutely true. Like, you can tell him things all the time, but he's like, look, if he's locked in...
He's an advice giver, not an advice taker.
Look, if there's something I know about him, if he's locked in on what he believes to be true...
He'll die on it.
And then he'll even ask you, he'll be like, I think it's this. What do you think? And you tell him what you think... He don't give a fuck what you think.
No.
Yeah. When people ask me where I want to die, I'm like, a hill. I love hills.
So what, like, okay.
Die up the hill.
I thought that this guy...
he's dead up there.
You know who wanted to die on a hill, too? Dog the Bounty Hunter. After he said the N-word a bunch of times.
Buried next to the slaves.
Yeah, he wanted to be buried next to the slaves. So this gentleman, very kind of him to even knowing that you're going to hate his idea to call it a give it. What say you about the find something that you do like...
What if he doesn't like anything?
That's an old technique for kids doing things that they hate. Yeah, like I've read that in many parenting books where it's like you just tell them, like, I understand that this whole thing is terrible, but is there one thing?
Right.
There's one
Always
thing
try and find the good in something, right? That's the advice.
It's the White Claw I'm staring at.
You know what I really liked? This White Claw.
That's why I'm staring at it.
No, about
the best part of this concert was me getting drunk.
You gotta say one good thing about it. It is an Incubus concert that he's going to.
That'll be a good show. Who's opening?
Crystal was in here. I don't.
I don't know. I don't even know Incubus.
Incubus. I don't know no Incubus.
The problem is with everybody trying to give me advice about what to do with my love life is that
your love life.
Are you going to take your shirt off like Brandon Boyd and wear like
meet me in outer space?
That's good. Yeah.
Crystal, you're going to hate it.
Crystal, I know I'm going to hate it, Sam. You know me.
I know.
Well, why doesn't Crystal know me?
Can I go with her? I'll go.
Well, that's why. I don't know why. She invited me. She invited me because it's a goddamn trap.
I was going to go to Lauryn Hill with her.
Have you seen that movie Trap?
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's good. I thought it was good. Not good. I was going to go to Lauryn Hill.
I almost walked out of that movie.
I was going to Lauryn Hill with your wife. But
you guys knew better than that.
Lauryn Hill canceled it. I thought
of course she did. That's all she does. I'll never buy a Lauryn Hill ticket again.
I was going to put it on her, too. Wife swap. I was going to try to make it happen. I was going to charm her bongos off.
God damn it.
Crystal will invite me.
Die on that Lauryn Hill.
She'll invite me to these things, and then when I'm just sitting there, and she'll be like, why are you ruining my time by just sitting there?
Why are you staring at your White Claw?
I'm staring at your White Claw. And then I'm like, well, what? You knew I was going to do this. You knew I don't like any of this. And what am I supposed to do? I'm not outwardly complaining complaining or I'm not saying this.
Yeah, but
I'm
your
just
energy
sitting there.
sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't understand. If you invite someone that you know they're going to have bad energy, why do you keep doing it?
I don't take Tom's side a lot.
Can't disagree with that.
I don't take Tom's side a lot, but that is a fair point because she does know
you. got us both on that. We can't really disagree.
And I would, like, if I go to a show and I know Travis doesn't like the band and isn't going to be into it, I just don't, like, I'll go with by myself or I'll go with someone that enjoys it. You know, I'm not going to force somebody to go to a long-ass concert.
Andrea's that way with me.
That's going to look, because you're going to look miserable.
Andrea's that way with me, and it took us a while to get there.
Because it takes away from my experience.
But we break now, and if she wants to go, like Matt Nathanson, I love Matt Nathanson, but like, I'd seen him enough, right? Like, to me, I can see a guy once a year. I don't need to see it twice a year. I mean, come on. And I can only have so many blowjobs after a concert. Humble brag. That's a humble brag. I don't have the abs.
You do more concerts if you got blowjobs, though, right?
But like I tell her, she goes by herself. It is kind of nice. I stay at home.
Yeah.
I chill out.
Now,
will she get mad if you dip out?
No, yeah. She's mad right now.
Because he's thinking about dipping out.
What if you had a serious conversation with her of like, hey, Crystal, I love that you want to spend time with me, but concerts are not my thing.
Well, this is the problem, Sam, because then I'll get. She has mentioned like going to other concerts, like, oh, I won't take you.
Yeah, and she has. But
then you get jealous.
But then I get mad. I'm like, well, I'll go. I'm your husband. I'll go with the concert, and I'll be happy about it.
I'll go and ruin it for you.
Now I'm back on hating you again. And then can't do that to her.
Because then I'll go and I'll be like, oh,
that's gaslighting. Tom.
Yeah, did you hear what he just said? He's like, oh, this is awesome. That was him trying to pretend like
you had it out, and then you forced your way back in just to be fucking miserable.
He got jealous. He got jealous that some other man might be there.
Well, because then I'm like, how the hell can someone feel your energy? You're not a superhero.
Amber is the color of your energy. 311.
How can you feel that I'm having a bad time? It's impossible. You don't have supernatural powers.
No, it's the same way of talking about watching something and feeling cringe about it. You can feel a certain way because of something like body language. You can read body language.
Most of my life is through feeling. I feel my way through life.
Yeah, there's an expression. I forgot what it is, but
you can stop right there. That's like you're doing an old vaudeville stand-up.
I want it all, and I want to eat it too. You know what I'm saying?
I want my cake and eat it too.
Oh, there it is. I want everything and to eat it.
Pervert. Back to pervert town.
That's getting the pervert.
I want to go, and I want her to be happy that
the chat room is feeling when I'm laying down too. Like that's a jealous dude. That's a form of jealousy that you're like.
Is it FOMO?
Like you get your way out. Like she's like, I'll take Daniel to Lauryn Hill, and then you're like, well, hold on a goddamn minute.
She's not going to have fun with another man.
Yeah. That's jealousy, dude.
No. Yeah. I'm just not there to record it. That's a whole different.
It's really big. It's really messed up in there since you left. Man, it's like we shook up the snow globe.
Yeah, real bad. Making a cuckold.
You don't have to explain it.
Some people may not know.
Yeah. Would you want a video of that? If you and I did that? If we shared those
together?
things? Would you want video of each? Would we get a video of each?
What do you mean? Someone videoing me and you doing it?
Yes.
Well, I want it to be documented.
Would you want it to be? I was going to ask Kitty.
I don't know.
I was going to ask Kitty.
Is that BDM Xfinity? Is that what it's going to be? Triple Xfinity? It's going to be you two fucking?
Yeah.
Later on in our careers, when things are going so well.
Yeah, we'll do Island Boys or gay. I'll be sucking a banana pretending it's your dick. Like
is that a banana in your pants?
They did that in their kitchen. I'll never forget it.
Dry erase marker. Anyway, semantics.
Yeah.
Is there a new episode this weekend?
There is a new episode this weekend. We're going to be chatting a little bit with our buddy Chris Rock from Rock Pit Brewing and Distilling. We're going to have our fantasy football draft will be happening at Rock Pit on August 25th, which is a Sunday at noon. If you want to come hang out, if you're not in our draft, that's fine. You can still come out and party with us.
Good beers.
And then beers. You can sign up for patreon.com/semanticsmedia and twitch.tv/semanticsmedia.
Yeah, go support, like, subscribe, and do those stuff. It's one thing to say you support. It's another thing, honestly, to go in there and click the button. Do the work.
That helps.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and you never know if you keep sending those OnlyFans emails. I mean,
that'll do it.
You never know.
One day we're like,
you never know.
If people keep asking me to do a 1 minute of comedy again,
he did it on Semantics, by the way. He did do it on Semantics once.
Absolutely.
Gotta go back and find that episode.
All right, if you really
He said the N-word, too. It's on a Patreon episode.
Don't tell people that. Say the N-word.
You gotta pay for it.
Well, he was rapping along to his favorite rap songs.
Well, he had a black guy there that gave him the pass. It's fine.
Wow. You got a pass?
Got a pass.
Doesn't your son have a pass now?
He did.
Wait, what's up with all the kids giving each other passes?
Was I not allowed to say that? I don't think
that's
you
a
shared
thing
that.
going around.
I don't think you shared that, did you?
In the elementary and middle schools right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I did ask him for his pass. Give it to me once because of the ratings.
I don't think another white person can give another white person a pass.
That's how it works.
It's not. Yeah, it's non-transferable.
Written on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You know what the word was. It's on the paper.
Oh, Mr. Beasting it up. You know you got in trouble for that too.
Oh yeah, he did say the N-word. They got video of Mr. Beast
Talking about selling black people. It's bad, buddy.
Yeah, and then they got video.
The downfall of Mr. Beast.
And then they got video.
You got to get rid of your Beastables.
The best Mr. Beast video I saw was him talking about how he wanted to eat a bad Barbie.
Oh, bad baby.
Yeah, he's like, I want to eat her pussy. Like,
and she was 14.
And I'm like,
when she was 14.
I'm like, go for it. That's how you do it. Feastables.
Was he saying it as a joke? To make his buddies laugh?
Yeah, he was just making his bars laugh. Yeah.
He's a pervert.
Was it in a locker room?
It was a little locker room. Yeah. Grab him by the Feastables.
Man.
Okay, let's get out of here.
All right. We will see you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.